Okay, gentlemen. This is Agweedo 8. Is that correct? We're
Yep.
playing Agweedo 8 right now. And we are continuing the adventure on of the Venetian Wind. And they were at Jimbalela in the wilds in the northern hemisphere, hunting and trying to find Sandra James, the daughter of politician Jeremiah James.
Right.
Ah, I don't remember exactly what he offered you. Does anyone remember the amount that he offered you for the
Oh,
information?
it was vast.
It, I don't think it was. It was around 150,000 credits for
Mm,
the whole group. I think
that sounds okay.
it was a large amount of money, but it wasn't something that's going to let you retire. So as of right now, you're still at that encampment. All of
Mm-hmm.
you, the crew that was there. It is the second week of May, 3517, by Terran Earth calendar, or that's the Interstellar Coalition of
Mm-hmm.
Worlds calendar. It goes by the weeks, but still uses the year. 52 weeks in a year. Second week of May. Um,
Second week
so
of May.
your
By the
ship
way, the reward was 250,000 creds.
There we go.
is it? You have it documented. 250,000. Okay, I'll go with that. If not, I can check the recording because I didn't
Yep.
write it down. All right, but anyway, I go with that. So the ship funds right now, you have 1,243,000 credits. You paid your monthly mortgage 160,050 credits. You paid the crew's salaries of 25,000. You purchased fuel, which I believe was half the tankage. That was unrefined fuel for 11,000, 22,000 tons, or 22 tons, 500 a ton. Berthing cost for your time here it's going to be for 2 weeks, which still goes into another week,
Mm.
will be 800. You paid that, and you've loaded your life support up, which was 23,000, and that puts you at a full 120 units of full life support. So all that has been taken care of back at the ship.
Yep.
And right now, you're still at that encampment. I mean, you have the hut that's off to one side, the tents, and then you have this like nomadic hut that looks like the Jimbula built,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like a talking point or like a meeting point. And obviously, Sandra set up her encampment to meet with them, and her group got infected, and you don't know. She teleported away, and you're all standing there right now. I mean, there's different. There's still baggages and packages in the other tent, and there's still things that are scattered around this area. But there's no vehicles or air raft or anything, so you're wondering how these people got here. Your air raft was parked a little bit of a ways, I believe, and you guys
Mm-hmm.
walked on down into this
Yep.
encampment. You're surrounded by the wisdom trees right now, and it's pretty silent. And there you all are. I believe it was you, uh, Cowboy, Captain Rodrigo, Verbal, and Skyson.
Who
You're all
hugged the tree?
Is that Benjamin?
Yeah. Who hugged the tree?
I did.
Oh, that would have been
I did.
Stony.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah,
I want to try to get Stony to hug the tree again because there's some weird connection with it.
I shoot him a look, making him thinking. Oh, well, when he
Jack Skyson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to sign into Roll20 if you can.
All right.
So we have the.
Okay, good go. You guys go.
All right,
We have the full crew. The only thing is NPC is Cowboy. Then we
Yep.
got everybody here. And Jug. Is Jug along too? Jug was along too, wasn't he?
We had somebody
Jug
back with the air raft. I don't
Mm.
know.
I think it was.
That would be Jug.
Oh, okay.
No, Cowboy's with you because he was giving you crap. You and Cowboy just love to poke at each other. Yeah, he's right there. He's right nearby you. He's somewhere. Jug's back guarding. Jug's back watching the air raft up the hill a little bit. He stayed back. You guys all have comms in your ears, like Bluetooth comms.
Jack suggested I hug the tree again. I shoot him a look, withering look, to say, "Did you not realise I was doing it out of sarcasm last time?" And then
And what's
I walk up to the tree and I'll stroke it and be very asinine and tell it what a lovely little plant it is and what a big, beautiful
Oh.
thing it's grown up to be.
he's stroking the tree?
Mm.
You're broken. Which part of it? The staff?
The staff.
Mm. So,
There's Ben.
and then I'll just give it a friendly little pat and then walk away from it. What I was going to do, Captain, was suggest that we gather all her gear, put it in a big box that she's going to have to get unlocked, that we lock up, and then plant a whole lot of explosives at the base of a whole lot of these trees and see what they do.
Considering what happened to the people who tried to cut the trees down, I think we're gonna pass on that.
We're not going to damage them unless they endanger our lives. Then we'll start blowing them up.
I started joking.
I get the distinct impression they're not going to endanger our lives. I think we're fine as long as we don't threaten the trees. So I don't really want to start threatening the trees.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. But it'll be fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
There are suitcases and it looks like luggage and stuff back into the encampment tent, the big encampment tent where you were attacked. It looks like the
Is there anybody
Okay, go ahead.
that's still moving?
No, you guys wasted them. Do you remember?
Okay.
You-
Just couldn't
They were
remember.
coming to attack you, and you
Yep.
shredded them with gunfire in the
Okay.
last session.
Cool.
They were infected. It looks like by
Mm.
by an overexposure of the pollen. And it seems
Mhm.
like one thing that's weird, and Pierre Verbal would notice this, is the pollen. I mean, the pollen seems to take different effects in different ways. Sort of like there's a psionic connection between the actual pollen in the air and the tree. So I mean, it could infect people, or it could make them dizzy and sick and kill them, or I mean, it could zombieize them. It's really strange stuff, but it has to be in brief. So you pick up on that right away. Let's
Do we
say
have
you're
any
running
way
with.
to study it? Like to study the disease? Like to get whoever's the doctor or whatever to study that? You know, to like take a sample out and study.
Give me
their
a medical
behavior.
roll, Pierre, and I'll tell you more, depending on your roll.
Yeah, okay.
I
While
forget what your medic skill
Virgil's
is.
doing that, I will help give a lot of uric acid to one particular tree.
Ah, he's gonna take a tink on the tree, huh?
Mhm.
Taking a whiz.
Yep.
That might literally.
They're not
piss them
necessarily
off.
insulted by that.
No.
Absolutely nothing happens.
Damn.
The tree it's pretty much unaffected.
Yeah.
Well, I would do the
It's
next thing,
natural.
but there's too many people watching, so I'll just leave it at that.
Okay, give me a 2D roll.
Thank you,
Give me just
Tony.
a straight 2D roll. After you do that,
Who?
you, Steve, Stoney.
Why do you think
Okay.
they'll be insulted? I think they probably will see you as the great bringer of nitrates or
I
something.
know,
They'll
that's
treat
what
you
I thought.
as a holy figure.
They'd love me
Seems
because
natural.
I'm giving them all that stuff that they like. I don't need it. I've used what I need.
Yeah, well, after you're done pissing, you turn around, and all of a sudden you notice there's this root that wasn't there, and you tripped. Give me give me an endurance check. If you fail it, you're gonna take 1d damage from a fall.
Cool. Oh,
What-
yeah,
What kind of
sorry.
armor are you wearing? Oh, you weren't battle.
That and my vac suit. Because I'm not breathing.
Oh,
in
you're
pollen.
wearing combat armor, right?
Well, perhaps, but it's vac suit because I wasn't going to breathe in any of the pollen.
Well, combat armor is a vac suit. Oh yeah.
Right
Yeah,
on.
roll me 1d. Hang on, let's see. Roll me 1d. But you know what? We're gonna do. You're wearing combat armor, so just roll 1d for fun and see what happens.
Ouch.
I blow up my computer.
5. You would have. Well, the bottom line is you would have taken 5 points damage, but we're gonna go armor reduction because you're wearing combat armor. But you do get shook up as you flop and hit the ground. So you're
Mhm.
dazed for a moment.
Okay.
So I'm going with armor reduction on that. You wouldn't have took a hit out as a modifier either. So you did fall down like you were tripped intentionally by the tree. You didn't see the root pop up before, but it was like when you turned around and you weren't paying attention, boom, you went down. It's enough to startle you, like
Mhm.
almost knock the wind out of you, but not
Yep.
quite because your combat armor's you're totally protected
Okay.
from
I just
a
want to
simple fault
call,
like that.
call up who was back at the air raft. Could they just check that I've got my my hand welder there?
Your hand welder. Okay, give me a roll. I don't recall anything about a hand welder.
I'm just
Is that
wondering if I
equipment?
happen to put in a hand welder, that's all.
Hand welder. I'm gonna see. No, you don't have your hand welder or anything like that with you. Absolutely
no,
not.
in the air raft. I didn't bring any weapons
Yeah,
into
and
it.
Jug. Yeah, I know what you meant. Jug responds back to you. Goes, no such tool here. There,
Damn.
no such tool there, Stony.
Okay.
We got nothing like that here.
Okay.
We got survival equipment and a pressure tent and some basic cooking stuff, but outside of that, nothing of the sort.
Gas cylinder. I like it. I'll think about it. Right.
What if we
I
like
get
throw a
up.
rock at the tree? You know, like just do that.
What's that?
What was that?
What if we throw a rock at the tree?
Believe that. We're not throwing anything at the trees. I don't want to get Jimbula'd here.
We can't just light it on fire, like on accident.
Definitely not.
What if we light it on fire and then put it out? Well, they think we're good.
Cowboy said.
Smoky.
Cowboy said. Cowboy looks
Smoky
up
said-
at you and he's like, "Yeah, Stony, go throw some rocks at the tree. You already fell on your ass pissing on one. Don't."
Yeah, how did he?
Yeah.
How did he piss in full combat armor? I wonder.
He
Great
obviously
dexterity.
has
There's
a
like a
zipper.
Great dexterity.
Yeah.
You
But
pull
did he
this
have
little-
the reach?
This little plate up and you pop that open and away you go. I just
Yeah,
think
okay.
Yeah.
I probably emptied
But-
the bloody urine bag or something on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember, only you can cause sentient forest fires.
That's right.
Anyway,
what's the
everybody
plan?
stop thinking negative thoughts about the trees. Think happy
I
thoughts, please.
didn't realize you were such a new age captain.
Yeah, I turned over a bit of a new leaf when I saw the video of all those guys getting torn
I
apart.
hope you didn't take that leaf off one of the trees, Captain.
What? Oh, apparently it's okay if it falls off.
Really?
Notice the cabin is built from fallen.
Right.
You
Well,
notice that too. There are a lot of branches. It's like the trees and they're good chunks of it all over the place. It's sort of like the trees have dropped the wood there to be used or as needed. All of it. There's tons of like. It looks like dead wood or brushwood all over the floors of the forest. That sort of seems like it's there.
I
for-
look at,
for
I
the
look at
shade.
the dead wood and I
Blast the
mutter
tree.
just above loudness level. Dead wood. Gee, that reminds me of someone on our crew. Who was it? Can't remember.
He doesn't hear or take notice. He's busy
That's
observing
okay.
some other things.
Hmm.
So
I'll let the monkey look at the shiny things.
all right. So this is where you're at. Now, are you gonna? There's still some baggage and luggage and stuff in the tents, and there's the shrine assembly that's in the hut. You have the tent and the hut, and the hut looks like it was made by Jimbula, if nothing else. And the tents were set up obviously by Sandra and her group, which are now all deceased outside of her, as far as you're aware.
Right.
And now you have the information, so what are you guys going to do with this? Where are you going with this?
Well, if the captain's not going to tell me anything, I'm going to wander into one of the tents and start opening up whatever is there to open up.
Go right ahead.
Okay. So there's three big duffel bags. There's one on the left, there's one on the right, and there's one in the middle.
I'll start with the one on
And
the left.
You start with the one on the left. You open that up, and there's there seems to be nothing but clothes, and it's women's clothes, petite, nice.
I'll empty it all out over the floor so I can see, and I'll pick up a little bikini brief, the frilliest, girliest one I can find. I'll pop out.
Pick it up for
Yeah.
cowboy.
I'll pick it up in
Pick
my
it up
hand.
for cowboy.
No, not hand exactly. Then I'll go, hey cowboy, I think you left some of your lingerie in here. I'll chuck it over to him, and then go back to upending the middle one.
So Cowboy's in there with so
Oh.
Cowboy says, no, that all the lingerie I had was left on the floor, and it wasn't mine. You wouldn't know
Alright.
nothing about that. You're too busy tinkling with your toys and peeing on trees. He says some kind of smart comment back like that.
Right, yeah. I just wait. I wait my turn. I'll just upend the middle one and turn it out again. Duffel bag, it is not cowboy.
Okay, you dig a little bit deeper, and then you see a notebook. Looks like a notebook, like a binder notebook type of thing.
Uh-huh.
And there's no title on the notebook at all.
Just have it open
Now
up.
you're still in the...
Yeah.
Okay, you open it up, and you see some notes about the... It looks like it's writing about the Jambula, and it's... The Jambula are peaceful, and they need to protect their lands, and we could coexist with them. And it seems to be... It looks like Sandra's log with the Jambula, and her relations with the Jambula.
Aha. Yeah,
She
now
did
the
a bit of
notebook,
boom boom with them. She's all over them. Got it.
the notebook is a good clue because at a certain point, she becomes a hive mind, and you can identify that when all the entries say, well, you know.
Or I'll put the notebook
It doesn't
in a...
quite go like that when you skim through it, but there's a map in the middle.
Uh-huh.
And the map in the middle includes a mountain. It draws a mountain and some caverns. And that mountain, based on the map, if you check your geography, looks like it's about 10 to 15 kilometers directly north of this
Right.
encampment.
Well, I'll take a picture of it with my helmet cam, so I've got a reference point to it. Just quickly go through the rest of the diary. Anything?
The diary shows some things where she's just infatuated with the Jambula,
Yeah.
and it also talks about her getting a procedure on the mountain, and it's basically somehow, some way, there's some kind of other alliance with the Jambula that she was able to get these implants. She just recently got the breather implants,
Oh, yeah.
and certain things. It shows some of that, so it's
Okay.
kind of weird. Like the implants were done
Well,
somewhere
I'll
here
give
in the
that to
wild.
Doc. I'll give the journal to Doc and carry on and upturn the last duffel bag.
Okay, so there's two more. You go to the middle one next.
Oh, I thought that was the middle one. Okay, yep, go to the middle one and turn it upside down and chuck it all out.
Okay, and that seems to be a set of some of the other clothes of the other there doesn't seem to be much in there but miscellaneous survival stuff and camping stuff and clothing. The biggest thing that you see is that one notebook, and it seems to point to this one mountain.
Yep.
Okay. That you guys are mapping at 15 kilometers away,
Yep. And
roughly, which is pretty reasonably close.
Okay. I'll just upturn the last duffel bag and see what's in it.
Okay, the last duffel bag is rolled over, and then you see it looks like some discs, some small discs, something that could put a there's one disc, and then it's clothing and everything else, but there's one blank like little disc, or like a flash drive, something you could plug into a pocket computer.
Yep. Okay.
That's the only thing that's of any significance outside of clothes and basic gear.
I'll put that
Am
in.
I with them?
Yeah, you're there.
Outside of it.
You're all there.
I look over and I'm like, cowboy, it might be your porn collection. We better watch out. You don't want to look at that.
Oh, the last never end.
Oh.
The last never end, he responds back. And then he looks at you seriously and says, Skyson, maybe you should plug that in and see what's on it. You're the computer.
Yeah.
You got the...
So I got the laptop thing, right?
Yeah, you got your hand computer, so you could plug it into that and open up the screen and see what it's on there.
All right, plug it in. Put the antivirus stuff on, just in case they have any, whatever stuff. So plug it in.
Let's give me a computer roll.
All right.
Let's. Where's your computer one? Plus.
Oh, right. Let me see.
Let me see what you rolled. What did you roll? Okay, yeah, that's an 8. You notice though there was something that looked. There was a virus type of thing, but your antivirus stuff blocked it, and you were able to get to the data, and you isolated that right away. And the data, there was some kind of tracking like type of bug or worm. You were able to block that right away, and then you open up the display, and it shows videos. There's video links that you can open up these small videos, and
Okay.
so there's like 6 videos on there, and then there's some documents too that are past the videos. So what are you going to do with that?
Okay. Let's see. What am I gonna do with the documents?
Yeah, we should probably make
Put some of
copies.
them in
We
order.
may want to send them back to her father.
Oh yeah. I'll probably want to look and investigate with the crew, like with all of us. Check it out.
So you gonna which video you gonna open the videos, watch them briefly or no?
How many are there?
There's 6. They're all short, like 2 to 5 minutes.
I'll click on the longest one first. Whichever one.
Okay, the longest one is the 4th one, and it's it shows these logging people. They start disassembling trees, wisdom trees, trying to get to the element to the root. There's some kind of high cost element or energy type of element inside of the wisdom tree roots, but then it shows them they're all being bombarded and attacked by Jimbula every time they attack
I
a tree.
pause it and I look over at whoever's the doctor, whoever, and I look and I think I tell them, do you think that these trees somehow power or have some power with the Jimbula, that if we ever seem to cut them down, that either they would die off or whatever power that the Jimbula would have from the trees would cease to exist?
I think
That's
that's
kind
a rhetorical question because there's probably a couple billion trees on this planet.
Do we know how many Jimbula there are?
No clue.
No idea.
We might be able to cash in on our having footage of them because nobody's ever gotten footage away.
Oh yeah.
Well, they've gotten footage, but it's always like that blurry, like Sasquatch stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe it is, maybe it's not. Is it a suit? Is it not? They're blended
Oh,
into the
yeah.
tree, but you know what I mean? That type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
They've always
Oh,
seen,
yeah.
but now this footage is primal. These videos are primal, and they're just showing the Jimbula coming to the rescue of the trees and shredding them at every level. I mean, at every
Okay,
level.
so-
But yet, people still try to cut down the wisdom trees because of this
So-
element within inside the trees.
Do we know what elements inside the trees? And is that all the video plays? Is just the people getting shredded by the Jimbula?
All 6 videos are different types of attacks that have been recorded. And then the notes, one of the notes is about Sandra, and she's discussing about making legalities and coming to terms with the Jimbula and the government of Jimbalela and protecting the trees in the forest, trying to find a way to live at peace with both in harmony together. Seems to be her theory. But it seems like greed they keep on having these issues. And that's part of why the
Okay.
pollen is so thick. So you're reading her report now. So that's what you have on this disc there as it is. So I mean,
I'm
you
gonna
really
try to. Oh, sorry. I was gonna try
Go
to
ahead.
study the video a bit further more and roll, and then I was gonna try to see if I could have someone else who has a higher intelligence than mine study these videos so we can get at least something out of it. Because I know my intelligence isn't the best
You're
in
average.
the world.
you're
Yeah,
average. You're not
so-
stupid, but you're a highly
has the-
coordinated gunner.
Okay. Well, I got a 6, so it doesn't seem like is there anyone who would be wanting to study these videos and help me out?
I'm guessing these are just videos that people took, and then the Jimbula seized them afterwards, and that's why we don't have any clear footage out out in the media because they take it all away.
Actually, Cowboy's 4 points sharper than Stony. Actually, Cowboy's smarter. And so Cowboy barks
But
up.
not
He goes,
wiser.
"You know, I'm a little brighter than Stony, so maybe I should take a look at it. You just leave Stony playing with the engines."
Go right ahead, Cowboy. Give it
So
a shot.
Cowboy takes a look at it, and he's replaying the videos. And I'm gonna do a. Somebody want to roll for Cowboy +1?
Yeah, I got it. Let's see. You said +1.
2D +1.
Here.
Or just roll 2D.
Hold
We can
on.
add the 1.
Yeah.
Give me a minute. I'm almost there, and then boom.
Oh,
10.
yeah. Cowboy says, there definitely is significance. He says that based on what I see here, I don't know if someone else wants to take a look, but I think that actually Sandra's been on this. And Sandra's moving around, recording, she's trying to find these things and recording it and trying to put something together for her daddy or for the government. So I think he says, I have this theory that if we can maybe track down some of these tree cutter people, we could find Sandra, and we might be able to help Sandra get back to her daddy. We get paid, and we could also get her to fix her little treaty shit with the Jimbula and Daddy and the planet, where they quit trying to mess with the trees, or we could let them take care of their political mojo. But he says, really, if we want to find her, she teleported away. We need to hunt the tree cutters. That's what I'm getting. I think Sandra recorded this.
Maybe so,
get
but
on the
that's
hunt.
where she was. I'm maybe thinking we should head out to that mountain that's in the notebook. She may have gone there, if that's some kind of retreat or hideout.
So you're
I
saying
looked over-
these powerful entities teleported 15 kilometers?
Probably
Wow.
not in one go, but
I look over to the captain.
not
and I
far,
ask, Is it
dude.
okay if I ask? Is it okay if me and Cowboy split up and me and Cowboy go together and we try to find the woodworkers and we report back to you through our, phone or whatever.
I don't know. I think these woodworkers were more criminals and who were out here because there are laws against going out here. And I'm pretty sure they're mostly dead. We found some already, and that didn't help us find her. I think we should probably stay together. There are possibly dangerous animals out here.
Okay, so you wouldn't
Well,
want us going out there without. All right, that's cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Just a heads up, teleportation is 0+ range if you're a level 9. That's personal with equipment. And they're natural teleporters, so you don't know what their strength is. So our range, let's see what our range is now. Long distance, that would be a very distant range. So teleporting that distance would be a 5 points. Very distant would be distant would be 5 to 50 kilometers. So I mean, you don't know. They could teleport that distance in a hop, and if their psionic strength is 15 or 20, they're natural teleporters, and they may heal quicker. Teleporting comes more naturally instinctive to them, based on that. So a 15-mile teleportation hop, pretty much nothing. It may take a little
Okay.
energy or stress, but they can make that no problem.
Okay.
So
Catching
this mountain hideout may well be where they teleported, but do we
Yeah.
want to try to gather more clues from actual people around here? Are there those tree cutters or loggers that we can talk
Well.
to?
Yeah, they people who come out and try to cut the trees get killed pretty quickly. We already found the bodies of a whole bunch of them just before we came here, if you recall. I don't know that we'll find any alive who are working right now, and if there are any, they don't want to be found because the government apparently does not allow you to go out here and start cutting these trees because people don't come back.
Do we have anything to send to act as sensors? There's no sensors with our air raft, is there?
Well, we've got infrared, but I suppose
Okay,
we'll go back to the air raft and maybe head up towards that mountain and just take a look at it. Shouldn't take too long to get there.
Ben, you noticed something on the computer. Give me a computer roll. You're messing around with the discs.
Alrighty. Boom. Think I rolled right.
What's your computer
7.
skill?
He's got 1. 7
okay,
is
so
1. That's good enough. Okay, did you roll the 7? That we'll go with that because that's an 8. You noticed that there was a hidden file, and you open that file up. It's a hidden file, and it says bad move, losses.
Losses? What is this?
And
a
you can
gamble?
open that up. There's 3 videos there.
Okay. So
There.
I click on the first one.
Okay, you guys open up the first videos. Everybody watching, you see it looks like some kind of a couple set of G carriers and cutter equipment, and they come down and they're cutters. They're cutting a tree. You see the one guy. They zoom in and he's got a filter mask on. He's got a tattoo star on his eye, black beady eyes, and black his hair. He's got a filter mask on. Actually, the mask totally covers his face. Hey, but you could see his face through the screen on the filter mask. It's like a helmet type of filter mask.
Yep. He's got to be a Puskin.
No, it's a black star.
I know.
You don't see a name. His eyes are, and his hair is like black grease back within the helmet. And he drops down with the cutter equipment, and all of a sudden you see, boom! He puts like an energy field around a tree, and he starts chopping the tree up. And the Jimbula can't get through the shield, and you see him just start, and his men are lower down with plasma gun man portables, and they're shooting at the Jimbula. They're actually shredded some of the Jimbula, and it looks like the Jimbula's head hurts like from a psionic static, and they're actually cutting the trees and getting to the ointment. So you see this dude, and she goes, "The bad files. How can we stop them?" And there's another video of the same thing, and it shows a really large wisdom tree going down, and the Jimbula have to scatter away, and he's starting to shred and get to the elements. And then there's a few comments, and it's Captain. She calls him Captain Vulgar, disgusting man. The tree cutter.
like
she doesn't have a name on him, but she calls him Captain Vulgar.
Do you know what power the ointment has? What do we know what the ointment's supposed to do, or what's going on?
You notice though too, when they cut down the one tree and then they take the extra, it's like a root element. You don't know exactly what it does, but obviously it has high value. They're sucking up all the root element out of these trees. When the tree goes down, you're noticing the other wisdom trees that surround that tree, they start drooping like a plant that hasn't been watered instantly, like there's a sadness. Ooh, and they seem to have no defense against this psi interruption in this bubble. And this guy seems to have figured out how to stop the Jimbula, and they're shredding these trees. And these videos were hidden from the other videos. But the Jimbula actually, they seem like they can't even teleport, or they're being shredded by these plasma gun man portables, and these trees are being just devastated. He seems to be just randomly flying around the planet, picking a tree and then shredding it for the elements. And there's another video of him counting credits or gold in his encampment. Nothing with this static. It's a high energy static which interrupts the natural flow of psionics.
Man.
So you see this also
Nice.
going on.
Psi shield.
Captain Vulgar is what she calls him. You don't know his actual name.
Looks like
But he has a tattoo of a star over one eye.
Right.
I mean, and like almost like Paul Stanley from Kiss, but he doesn't look like that. He looks, yeah.
More vulgar.
Well, he looks more like the old guy. What, Vincent Price? Is that the right guy? The guy who did those old movies, except jet black hair. The old horror
Yeah.
movies. You know
Yeah.
what I'm
Yeah,
talking
he was
about?
in all
Yeah.
those old horror movies.
Yeah. He looks
Yeah.
like that, except for younger with dark black hair, and he's got a star tattoo over one of his eyes, and like a vulgar, greedy, like chaotic, selfish type of appearance.
Mm-hmm.
Captain
Like a
Vulgar
nasty
is, you
customer.
don't know, it's, yeah, all about himself and money, and we're gonna get as much as we can, and we're gonna
Bela
get the
Lugosi with a tattoo, or Alice Cooper.
Mm,
That's interesting
All right.
picture.
yeah.
Okay, well, that's interesting, but I'm not sure we want to tangle with that guy. Though if we could figure out a way to rob him, that'd be kind of nice, because that's a lot of money he's counting. Still,
Yeah, do we get a view of what the element is? Is it lanthanum? Is it something else? They're not collecting lanthanum, are they?
Oh, the tree might lengthen them.
Oh, the tree breeds lanthanum. No, you don't exactly understand what the element is. It seems kind of like a liquid, and kind of like a precious metal, but not a precious metal. You're not sure what it is, but it's definitely all as you know for sure. It's of high value. You would need a sample to evaluate it better, and getting a sample is not exactly the wisest move.
okay, well,
Interesting.
all right. I say we head up to the mountain here and get this show on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Need to find Sandra. Wait, before we go, the captain pulls off his psi shield and just tries to think really loudly. Hello? Is anyone there? Listen, we're not hostile. We're only armed to defend ourselves. We just want to talk to Sandra.
You start to get a little bit of a peaceful, easy feeling, and then this voice comes in your head.
Uh-oh.
And
He's taking over. He's infected. Kill him. Kill him.
Yeah.
Kill him.
Kill him
I'll go
quickly.
high. Someone go high.
I'm still wearing my vaccine and everything, but I got my.
No, you took off the
sure.
sky shield, so you decided that you're trying to reach out. You're putting thoughts out there. You get a peaceful,
Roll
easy
shield.
feeling, and you hear this voice. You hear this voice in your head. All of a sudden, you do not seem like a threat. But we are ready to defend ourselves at all costs.
That won't be necessary.
You hear another voice. We hope not.
Yes, we just want to talk to Sandra. Her father is worried about her.
Sandra is always here. She is with the Jabula. She is with the wisdom trees. So that's the voice that comes across. Then you get a silence, and you get this melancholy, like happy feeling about the woods and the trees and the harmony of the but nothing insultive. And
Okay,
it seems
so-
like you start to understand. You start to feel like all of a sudden it's this pleasant feeling, and you sit down and you could start to feel how everything is interconnected.
Yeah,
How the
I
trees
figured they
and
hung up the
birds-
phone and I snapped the psi shield back on.
Because if the
Okay,
captain was going to
let's
sit
go
down
to
and
the
start
mountain.
kumbayaing, I would have smacked him around the head.
No,
It's okay. As soon as you put the sky shield back on, everything's back to they're just trees and back to just you're just there.
yeah.
But as long as while it was off, you started to get that sense. But you still now you can reflect on that feeling
Yeah,
and
the
that
trees
wow,
are singing.
everything is interconnected, and you do have some empathy towards the trees and the life and the Jabula now.
The captain
Emphasis.
considers purchasing. The captain considers purchasing a bong, but then says, "Okay, let's go back to the air raft."
Right?
Cowboy scrapes off some of the dew. He says, "Captain, I think this stuff would fit real good in the bong from what I'm looking at here."
Right on. Well,
I
bring it
look
back.
over
We'll
at
see what
Cowboy and I
happens.
say, "Save that for your prostitutes."
Oh, boy.
Okay, so
Don't
the
even
captain has
know
been turned. The captain has been turned. Kill him quickly.
Settle down there,
Verbal. Someone who's infected would say that, wouldn't they, Verbal?
Settle down.
Like a-
Let's get to the air raft.
It's like a game of werewolf.
You guys actually, you call Jug. Jug comes right down to you with the air raft, and you're able to hop on in.
Yep.
And you'll be able to. You're actually going to have to rise above the tree cover to get to the.
Yeah. They go under the trees to find this place.
Mm-hmm.
Not surprising.
Yeah, they got the numbers, but we got the wheel.
Well, the grav, anyway.
Oh yeah, grav vehicle. Do we have any ideas for a plan? It looks like the captain made some kind of momentary contact. Do we have some plan to build on that?
Oh, yeah. I figure we go up to the mountain and see if she's there and try to talk to her. I tried to communicate telepathically.
Do I have a
Apparently they all
sign
heard me, but they just told me she's safe and and they will defend themselves, but they're not gonna hurt us or nothing. So
Man,
Do I
everybody
have
has side
sight
shields
shield?
on.
Oh, okay.
You have a sight
I'll
shield
take
on.
mine off.
Yeah.
And I'll try to
That
see
was,
if I can meditate and have any focus on if there's any location or anything like that. Even though I don't have any psi thing, I'll try it at least. Even though it's probably not.
go right ahead.
So Ben takes off his side shield, and you all of a sudden have the same kind of feeling. Are you guys still below the pollen, or did you fly up above it?
We're up above the tree line. How
Okay,
far
Ben,
up
you
do we
take
go?
off the side shield, and you feel no difference. You're not picking up anything. You guys are in the air. You're above the tree line. You're above the pollen. You're out of there. You notice you're out of the network up above the pollen and the tree line. So
So
I
the
mean,
pollen- yeah.
that's one thing you pick up on right away. It's like I guess you don't need the side shields if you're above the tree line and you're in the air high enough.
Yeah,
So
the pollen,
you pick up on
creates
that.
The pollen creates like a psionic network that transmits things. Interesting.
So you do see that as you go. You still have the videos and the links, and you have the notebook. You guys actually have enough information to prove that Sandra's alive to Jeremiah. But you might want the whole ball instead of the half the money. So you're trying to get together with her.
Yeah,
And
I'm not worried about the Jimbula hurting us anymore, so might as well see if we can get in to talk to her.
Okay. So you guys, we'll say the 15 kilometers passes quickly, and there's a mountain, and above the tree line of the mountain, there seems to be a few caves, and you're coming up on a cave, and one of the caves, and out of nowhere, there's rapid fire at your ship. There's fire coming from one of the caves. It looks like some kind of autocannon or assault weapon. Who is piloting the, was it Jug? Who was piloting the Jug?
Do we have any way to see any heat signatures or anything like that?
Oh, yeah, we've all got infrared, or most of us do. The captain does.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do I see anything on infrared over by that?
Okay, you do. You see a man, and it looks like some kind of autocannon rifle, like a Gatling gun, is firing on your air raft. And we need a pilot roll by Jug. You give him a +2, 2d6 +2. And then I'm going to counter that with the gunfire roll. And we'll see what gets what.
I'll roll it, I guess.
2d +2.
Got it. 2d +2.
Ooh! So you're rolling for Jug, and Jug's doing some maneuver evade around the gun. You do see exactly where the guy's standing with the autocannon. It looks like he's protecting an entryway to something, to like a cavern and some more. And then, what weapons do you have?
I think I have a laser weapon, I believe.
I'll pull out my laser carbine.
You pull out your laser carbine, and this is at long range, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Jug has an assault rifle, but Jug is piloting, so he can't shoot. You do have a laser rifle, Ben, your character
Okay.
can't shoot. We're at long range.
Oh,
This
we
guy's
can't
shooting
shoot?
these cannons. Now
Oh,
I'm going to
okay,
do a
so we
2D plus 2 roll, and if that comes out higher than 9, your air raft is taking damage. And we'll decide how that goes. Absolutely. A maneuver evaded away from this guy, from the cannon, and now you guys you did maneuver evade, but you're in motion, and whoever has a chance or who's armed who can take a shot with a gun, your infrared sees exactly where he is. He's at long range. You can take a shot at him.
Here's my
Okay, so
shot.
I can,
And it's a
Right
10.
or I
ahead.
can't.
You did roll the 10.
Yep. I
Shoot
don't
yeah,
know
I
what the
already-
adjustment
I
is for
already
his
rolled.
armor though, or
What
distance.
what type of weapon was that again?
Carbine, laser carbine.
Laser carbine. Okay, let me look at that. Hold on, let me pull my thing up. Oh man, where am I? I'm bad. Laser carbine. He rolled a 10 for his skill.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, and I gotta pull my other thing up.
Yep. And
Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's a hit. But
and
we're gonna
I've
double
got
check it.
advantageous dexterity, which is another 2 on top.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, you do?
Mm-hmm. I got a B dexterity, and you need an A.
Okay. Okay, so that's another +1 or 2. Wait a minute.
2.
+2. Okay. So yeah, that would definitely be a hit with the laser carbine, laser weapons, rifle. It treated as a rifle,
Sweet.
and we said we're at long range.
Mm-hmm.
Rifles at long range is a -1 to that for the mod to the hit. And does the man wearing armor? Let's see if he's wearing any armor. We'll decide his armor would. Cloth would be a -2, -3, and you had what?
Sorry.
Yeah.
You got laser carbine as a -1 at long range. Because I got it as
Wait
a
a minute,
+1.
I do.
I got it as a
I
+1
do.
on mine.
Okay. Yeah. You had a 10 plus 2. So you got a roll of 12, so that's gonna hit.
Yeah,
You
that's
can
a
hit
hit.
the
It's a hit. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm
alright.
looking at the updated charts,
Oh,
and that's
sorry.
it is at the very long range. It's a -1.
Yep.
At medium, it's not. What we're talking, and you are at long range,
Long. Yep.
which means you're around 100 meters away.
Yep.
So yeah, it is directly a hit. That would be 4D damage. Is anybody else taking a shot? You can roll the
bugger.
4D now.
I got
Oh,
only
yeah,
8.
I will take a shot.
You're taking a shot with your laser carbine?
What were you saying?
Yeah, you take a shot with your laser carbine, 8 points of damage. He's not
Yep.
dead.
No.
All right, roll 2D, Ben.
Well, he might be busy.
Yeah.
Somebody roll for him. Anybody else want to fire in the meantime, or no?
Oh, here,
Yeah.
I thought that I rolled. Here, you want me to...
No.
Oh, I missed.
5. Yeah, you're gonna miss with all the mods and stuff in the distance. The laser fire just dumps off.
Yeah. The captain looks at his
He's got a
shotgun
10
and
he's got a
sighs.
10 dexterity, which is a +2. He's got a +1 for distance, and
-1.
Okay. He's got +2 for his dexterity, and he's got a laser carbine of 2, so he's got a +4. -1 is +3. Don't know if that does it or not, though. Just wanted to give you all the all the mods.
Okay, so he's got a +4, which puts him at 9. Then he has a -1, right,
Mm-hmm.
for the range. And then there's the armor mod,
Which
actually, is he wearing cloth, or is this guy wearing a mesh, or what is he wearing? You know, the armor mod is kind of shit with lasers. So we're gonna say, yeah, I guess it is a hit. You're right. I'm wrong.
Good.
Alright. That's good.
So that's 5D damage with a laser rifle. This guy's leveled. He's dead.
Alright. That'll teach him to shoot at us.
Okay, I'll roll for Ben if you like. For
Roll
damage.
5D.
That's
Ooh.
nice.
Yeah, that laser
Yeah,
shot
sorry
cut
about
right
that.
through his chest. He's dead. He dropped.
Good work there. All right.
So what happened with that? Shot a
Oh.
laser carbine, killed the guy with the gun.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. The
crazy.
laser
All
went
right,
through him.
so-
He had cloth armor on, which was very little protection. If he had reflect or ablet on, you guys, neither one of them would have hurt. Neither shot would have hurt him.
All right.
But he goes down, and now the gun's on me, and
Mhm.
there's a
All right.
cavern behind him.
Right.
Okay, the captain orders Jug to hover just over the tree line, and he puts on his infrared to watch the cave mouth and see if somebody comes out to see what happened. Because that guy shot at us, and I don't know what's going on down there, but that's not Jimbula's.
We should get close while we've got the chance. Take him by surprise.
Possibly. We do have good long range weapons, though.
Sure enough,
Laser
there's
rifle's
two.
good.
It looks like two military guys come on out, and they look like they're carrying some
Big weapons.
some type of assault rifles, and they're looking around. They see him dropped and dead, and then two more come out behind them, and now they're scanning. They can't see you because of where you dropped down as of yet. And now
Yeah.
they also have a wall of cover where they're aiming and looking down. So they've just manned that entryway, and they're looking down. They're looking down and around, but you're a little bit out of their view of where you dropped down by the tree line. So you're kind of hidden, but you can see them. They can't see you.
All right,
So that's where we
good.
stand right now.
What I was looking
Okay.
for there.
Do we have
maybe
any
could get
suppressed
some-
weapons? Probably not.
Yeah, well,
Any
there's
what?
the laser.
Suppressed weapons, like,
Suppression
silent
weapons.
weapons.
The laser carbine is the quietest thing we got.
But the beam
No,
is
not
your
really.
direction away.
You didn't think about silencer stuff in the wilds.
We have
Yeah,
any knives or
I don't
anything
know
like
if-
that?
Well, I got a blade, but I don't know if I want to go down there. Wish we had some kind of explosives or something.
Or we could get an upset Jambula and throw it at them.
What's that?
We could get an
Why
upset
don't we
Jambula
just-
and throw it at them.
Yeah.
Why don't we just get a rock, like, those games where you're sneaking, you throw a rock and they'll be alerted.
Yeah.
Yeah, do that.
Except we're at long range here. That's quite a ways to throw a rock.
Oh no, I'm saying if we get in there and we're being stealthy, we could just, hide in if there's brush or if there's some type of cover, and when we get closer, just throw a
Yeah.
rock in some direction, distract them,
Possibility.
and
Hmm. Yeah. I'm wondering who's in there and why they're shooting at people who fly by. I wonder if this is that captain.
maybe it's
Ah.
a secret
How big is this
Jimbula
hole in
study.
the cave entrance? How big is it?
It's about it's like an entryway. It's about maybe 8 feet high by 8 feet wide, but
Excellent.
rounded. Yeah.
If we could collapse it, they're trapped inside for a wee while.
Yeah, there's rocks above it. If you shot those rocks, you could create an avalanche.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just another idea.
That's a good idea. That's a possibility.
But then you're watching a little further, and Sandra walks out, and you guys gonna tune in and see if you can hear? They're talking.
Yeah.
Sandra walks out of the cavern, and you hear, "What happened?" She goes, "It looks like he was defending the entryway, and they killed him. He was shot down by a laser fire. We haven't seen anything since. Do you know who did this? Is it Captain Vulgar? Who did
No.
this?"
Oh, crap.
I pop up and I point
And that's
to...
all you hear. And you see Sandra and then these Marine guys standing out.
All
And
right.
you're just below the tree line, and you tuned in so you could hear it. You turned in some amps or whatever we'll say, where you tried to tune into it where you could hear it. We'll say you got some equipment to do that. So you guys could hear the conversation from the distance. So you're just below the tree line. You can see them. You're looking upward. You're closer now because you got closer in the meantime before the other military guys came out the entryway, and there's Sandra standing there asking what happened. Who's this?
Okay.
So obviously this is some kind of base. It's above the pollen line.
All right. Well, crap. I guess we shot one of her guards. I thought
He shot first.
It's true. He shot first. All right. Do we have anything that could? How far away are we? Is it? If I was.
You're more medium range now, but
Okay.
you're tucked just under the tree line where they can't see you. Where you're actually hidden under the tree. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the tree where you are standing, the branch that you're hidden behind, that you're peeking out of, just kind of shifts over. And Sandra's looking directly down at you. And she looks up and says, "Don't fire." And she points to you and waves her hand like, "Come on up here."
Yeah, Captain waves, shouts, "Sorry, we were shot at and we returned fire." And we pull the air raft down, and
I'll lower my carbine, but my hand's still on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
The captain's gonna put down his shotgun and just in the air raft and wave at Stoney and Cowboy and Judge. Just stand back, and he steps out and walks on up.
She goes, you killed one of my best guards. I'm not very happy about this.
Well, they weren't too good now.
They just he opened fire on us. We were just flying along.
He probably thought you were a part of our enemies. We have enemies on this planet. I'm part of the Jimbalela Restorage Society.
Yeah. I kind of assumed he was with that other captain, and that we'd stumble upon his camp. And that's why he was shooting at us all of a sudden. Damn, is he gonna be all right? How badly hurt is he? We got medics.
He's shredded, man. He's already cold. He's got a laser hole through his heart. I mean, Ben did not miss. Ben kind of shredded his organs with his laser rifle. The captain
looks at it, turns a little bit green, and is like, "Oh, okay, never mind. Sorry about that. Listen, we're out here because your father's worried about you, and he wants to know that you're alive. We're hired to bring you back so he could talk to you and see you and make sure you're not in trouble."
She says, "Come on in," and she invites you all in. Guns down, please, though.
Yeah.
I won't take your weapons.
Okay,
so,
I wave the other guys on, and
you walk in the cavern. You walk into the cavern, and even though it's a cavern and it's rounded, the ground is completely flat, like it was concrete. It's perfect, and it curves on down. And then you see a large room with like electrical equipment, and another room where there's some air rafts and stuff. And it looks like they're drawing up plans, and they're trying to do whatever they can to defeat Captain Vulgar. And she goes, "My father just wants me back in his civil liberties. And if I go back there, he will not let me leave. And I am no longer political human. I am Jimbaila, and I am part of this faction." He says, "The best I can give you, what I will give you, and if you could promise me not to give up this location, is videos and a report. And I can give you whatever my father won't reimburse you to bring me back if you take these reports to him." So really, what she's saying is he's offering you $250,000. It's $125,000 if you get information regarding her, and she's willing to record a video for you of herself talking to her father, and also some data and information to get to her father about Captain Vulgar, because she thinks her father will be an ally.
I kind of look at her and I say, "We can give you a deal. You know, if you come with us and at least tell, your father that you're fine, we can find some way to bring you back to the place that you want to be in, and we'll help
She goes,
you go back.
absolutely not. You can take the video back, and I have access to
there-
plenty of credits.
Can
Says,
you?
I
Yeah,
will
can
make.
you pay us?
I will pay you the 125,000 less for taking the video back and some of the information to my father. You cannot
Nice
give up this location.
All right.
Okay, how much
Nice
credit?
initiative there, Skyson, but yeah, I don't think we're doing that. Okay, we'll take the video and bring it on back to him. I don't know that we need the extra money.
Just one thing, Captain. If we were to also seed this video all over this planet's internet, would that help the cause? I look at her, I can't remember her name.
Sandra.
Sandra James.
Yeah. So I say, would that help your cause?
You say that to Captain or her?
Her.
He goes, no, I don't know if that would help my cause. There's some ugly forces on this planet.
Uh-huh.
But if we get the information to my father,
Uh-huh.
he may be able to help me with that, and then I can coordinate or maybe meet with him.
Okay.
So also bring him back this communicator. She says it's a phone. It's fully charged. He can talk to me on this, but it won't trace exactly where I am.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the best you can get, though.
I think we can.
Ben, you got people in the background. You got noise.
Yeah, I know. It's a little annoying. Not trying.
Can you
to
go in your room or close the door or what?
Yeah, I can go and mute it for a minute. Here.
All right.
Okay. I don't.
All right.
All right. So this.
That sounds all good to me.
So what's the plan?
Well, we're gonna take the video and bring it on back. But I also asked her, do you happen to know where this Captain Vulgar guy is camped out? And he
goes, he moves so abruptly and so quickly, and he renders the trees useless wherever he goes. He's also a scion. This is all that I know about him, where he has a very dark influence over things. That's how he's learned to create the technology to counter the trees, but he's an evil scion.
Yeah.
He could be
shoot him
anywhere.
a bullet. I don't like the cut of his jib. That star on his face looks stupid.
And she goes, yeah, well, what I want to do is protect our planet so humans and Jimbula and wisdom trees can live in peace together. You do understand this, she says. And so she records a detailed video. She gives you the cell phone, which cannot trace the phone on the other end. If it tries to, it'll implode. She says, I can actually talk to my father. And then she shows you some gems in the corner. This is worth about 125,000. You can take them for taking the video, and then you can collect the other half from my father, but not the full ransom.
Thank you very much. Then
you will be carrying a message, and you will be helping us defeat these evil forces that keep wanting to take down our wisdom trees.
Okay. Should I? Anything else I should show your father when I head back? Maybe a little.
Yeah, you notice as you're there, you notice a Jimbula come out of one of the caves, and then she's like stroking its fur, and it's just staring at you.
Okay.
And it just makes even though it's not doing anything, it makes the hair on your neck. It just freaks you out a little. All of you are like, whoa.
No, I'm double worried.
Just kind of
She's
nods.
petting it.
Yeah.
Oh.
So there you have it. She makes the video and she makes the things for you, and so you're off to head back to your launch, and you're gonna go from there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think that sounds like we're good then. Go back and alert her dad to the fact that she's okay, and this pirate guy is running around poaching the trees.
He's a Pliskin.
And hopefully get paid. Yeah, probably. I'd like to.
No, I thought this planet we picked it because it was relatively Pliskin free. It's
He's
like
just starting out.
being-
That's the problem.
This isn't Pliskin. This is a different guy. Nothing to do with Pliskin.
Yeah.
No connection at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I'd still like to drop a rock on him.
Yeah, that's what we thought about the other guy, but he married one of those slutty Pliskin women, and
That's
so there's
right.
the
Yeah.
connection for you.
Yeah, he's
He looks
just
like a
Muslim
crook. I
related.
don't like the cut of his jib. Let's see him. We're dropping a rock on him.
Cowboy
Okay.
might
Well,
have
you have no idea where he is, and at
Yeah,
this point,
okay.
it's
because they're slutty.
Might be fun to have some extracurricular vulgar bashing or whatever you call it, Captain
Yeah.
Vulgar on. But
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a very punchable face.
but he's
she
too
actually
mobile. You
gives
heard her.
Sandra actually gives the captain a hug, and she goes, "You're genuine, real men." And
Yeah, thank
she's
you.
hot.
Well,
She's hot. It actually,
I shoot a look at Cowboy and I go, meh. Anyway, that's just my own little comment.
Yeah, don't let your sap rise. We got a job to do.
So there you have it. That's where
Okay.
we're at this point in
Captain,
the deal.
All right.
It's farewell, everything. We're gonna head on out, I guess.
Okay,
Yeah, we
who's
got a
piloting the
partial-
air raft and who's where?
I'm back to where I was before we started. Some sort of position.
Are you
with
asking
shots
for
on.
seating arrangements in the air raft?
Well, who's piloting? Yeah, who's gonna be?
I
Is
think
Jug
Jug
back
is
piloting?
I think Jug is our best air raft guy.
Okay, so Jug's piloting the air raft. Everybody else still has their weapons out, and you're flying easily back. Okay, you passed the first
High.
kilometers where you were past. You're high. You're above the tree line.
Yeah, I want to be high.
And you have no issues. You have no issues. You passed around where the first encampment is, and you're going to your other flat, high mountain where you had your launch landed. And with no issues, you reach the launch, and we'll see where the launch is. The launch is untouched, unharmed, and it's parked there.
Undeniable.
So you're able to enter and park the air raft within the launch, and you'll be able to take the launch, go a little bit above the atmo, and drop back in because you're crossing. I mean, this is quite a distance on planet terms. It'll take you not long at all, but the launch will get you back quickly. So, are you going to pilot the launch? Someone's piloting the launch, and you're taking off.
Who's got
Who's
chips
piloting
on?
the launch?
I got pilot. I'll do that.
Okay, so you're piloting the launch. Everybody's on board. All your gear's off. Uneventful. You're back to the main city, capital, which was on the mountaintop range where the starport is, where your ship is, and you're able to take in the information.
While they do that, I'm going to
Two.
go back to the ship and start prepping it. Just in case we need a quick getaway for some reason.
I
Good
plant the barrel of my auto rifle on Captain Rodrigo just in case he may choose that moment to turn.
Excellent idea.
I do that for the next few hours of our trip. You know, perhaps I'm being paranoid, but everybody's acting just too normal whose heads have been exposed to those plant things.
Yeah, the captain just rolls his eyes and lets you do it. Whatever. You
The
shoot me, you're patching me
the
up.
safety's off, you green bastard.
Yeah.
Well, if you shoot me, you're patching me up.
Okay.
Oh my god, what if it's actually the doctor that's got infected and not the captain? But I'll leave you guys
Yeah.
to worry about that because I'm going to
I
go back
put
to the
my
ship.
barrel on the doctor.
Yeah.
So you're all pointing guns at each other then, huh?
No,
Not me. I'm getting
Verbal.
off the... Yeah.
Verbal puts a pistol to his own head and he says, "Don't worry, I got me covered too."
Yeah.
Yeah. Ship full of lunatics.
Gotcha. Don't mind the noise. I'm in the garage and they decided to leave, so we got a little noise here.
All right.
All right, so you're back to the starport. I forget. Yeah, Jambalaya. And your weapons, I do believe you can't carry these weapons openly anymore. You have to put them back into the locker and have them transported back to the
Yep.
ship. Yeah, so you'll
many-
have to
how
do
many
that
times
in the
can we-
meantime.
How many times can we use that that locker trick?
Well, here you got Jeremiah will provide it. If you're going into the wilds, you can take your weapons, but in the cities you can't carry them. I forget what the law level is. I'd have to look.
Yeah. We have kind of a pass from Jeremiah, though. Because he's like the
Yeah.
governor or whatever.
Yeah, he hooked you up. You had that. God, I don't even have the subs. There it is. There it is. There it is. Yeah. So 787. Your law level is like 8 or something. It's pretty high, and it's like blade weapons only, I believe.
Yep.
So you have that going on here. So your other guns need to be locked back up, and you're back into civilization of the planet, and you're going to meet Jambalaya.
The dude, the father. Well, they are.
So you stayed back at the ship, right? You're
Yep.
checking out the ship.
And I'm getting it ready and warmed up.
Give me an engineer roll because you're checking over things.
Ah, there you go.
5 plus 2.
Somebody's been interfering
For
with the ship. Nah.
For some reason, you seem to have a headache, and you really, it just seems like things are cleaned and polished. You can't really see what's done, and you're just not focused at the moment.
I need
You
a
seem like-
stiff drink. That's what I need.
Yeah, you seem a little off, so you can't really tell exactly what's done or what's not done here.
Where are we?
the
Are
rest
we in
of-
the ship? Or what's
No,
going on?
I don't know, where are you? Are you with the captain? He's taking the tape and the communicator back to Jeremiah. So,
I
and
kind
I'm
of
going to
asked
say,
him- I'm checking on everyone. I'm like checking if everyone's all right. So I asked the captain if he's all right. You know, I'm just checking everyone, and I'm saying, you know, because I just get this feeling of, you know, something
I don't
isn't
know where-
right.
I don't know where Verbal is. Verbal, what are you up to?
Where is Verbal?
Are you with the captain?
I think I was a little paranoid about the captain for a while, but I'm thinking of trying to do some sort of medical testing on everybody who's been out there, especially those guys who let their psi shields off.
Not for a moment. Not for a moment.
So are you back at the ship preparing some tests for the guys, or are you with them? Jug and Cowboy went their own way. They asked for some leave. You know, Cowboy maybe spending a little money again, you know, getting some things polished like he likes to.
Right.
Enough?
But Skyson's with you. Are you now Verbal? Are you with Stoney back at the ship preparing tests, or are you with Skyson and Captain Rodrigo?
Where did the Skyson and Rodrigo go?
They're going to meet Jeremiah and take the tape and collect.
Oh, right, okay. I thought it would be probably be wise to go there in numbers to Jeremiah Jones, but it's just Skyson and Rodrigo.
You can go
All
with them.
right.
You can go where. You're just telling me where you are.
Yeah, I think Rodrigo is my patient zero of interest, so I think I'll tag along with those two.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's Stoney and it's Skyson and it's Captain Rodrigo, and they're heading in towards the office. And there's a galley down below. There's a galley and a bar and like a fancy restaurant. And you guys are passing by, and out of the corner of your eye, all of you do an intelligence roll. Do an intelligence roll.
Okay.
Everybody roll.
Sandra, what are you doing to us? All right, I got 12.
I'm under intelligence, so
You're too
Okay.
stupid to roll. No, I'm kidding. So yeah, I got a 12.
No, I'm doing your rolling with your mod. You're going for 8 or higher. I'm not doing
8 or
under.
higher.
So you didn't make
so
it, Captain.
I failed then. It's fine. Captain's distracted, thinking about the song of the trees.
Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah. So, all of you, what's your mod? Actually, Peter, what is your mod?
With intelligence 8, I don't
Ben.
think I have a mod.
No, you don't have a mod, so you're under.
All right.
Skyson, you notice out of the corner of your eye a guy sitting at a table, and he looks up at you, and he peers at you. And he has a star on his eye, and his hair is slicked back. He's a
I
black
sitting- I'm
star.
sitting
He's
cross-eyed?
wearing... No, he's about 20 meters away from you in the restaurant, which is in the lower level of the government building.
Do I have a knife?
Do you have a knife? You have a cutlass, but you're in a big public place, And he's sitting at a table that looks like with
Oh,
some
man.
business types. His
That's the
hair
best
is
part.
slicked back black and a pony, and he has the star tattoo on his face. And you see him, and he just kind of glances up at you. Now, you guys aren't wearing
Am I
star
next
shields.
to like any of the crew members?
Yes,
You
you notice
Who am I
him.
next- Who am I next to?
But your streetwise is telling you to maybe act like you don't notice him. But
Okay,
you,
so
you notice him
I
there.
who all am I next to? Who's in this crew? Like, am I next
It's
to?
it's Verbal and it's Captain Rodrigo.
Okay, whoever's on my
That's
right,
all
I
that's
tug on
locked.
their shirt a little bit, and I like look over and I say, hey, kind of whisper, hey, I think I noticed that Starface is in the room. I kind of want to take a little bit of a peck at him, but let's see what happens. You know, let's kind of see if we can get more intel. If we can mic ourselves.
So are you gonna keep walking, or did you tell him we're in view of him so he turns his head, or did you shrug at him after you're out of sight? Because if you pass by, you'll be in the hallway, and he won't see you anymore. You'll be out of his visual range.
I want to be casual.
Did you shrug before you were out of the visual range, or prior to it?
What do you mean shrug? Like brush it off?
Did you shrug the captain to say, "Hey, there's Scarface"? Well, you were still in the visual range of Captain Vulgar.
No,
or did
no.
you
I'm gonna,
wait until you got into the hallway?
I'm gonna kind of try to casually signal the captain to just keep walking, like almost like if we were in some intense situation and we go as we're going past him, and then right when we're past him, I pull him over to the side and I say, I think I kind of whisper, I think we found Starface. What's our plan on this? Because I'm thinking about putting either putting some microphone up and setting it up to where I'm listening in.
So
and
you shrugged? Did you shrug the captain? But you didn't answer my question.
No,
I
didn't shrug the captain.
Yeah.
Okay. You mentioned it in the hallway past him, so you walked past him. Your eyes met his eyes, but then he went back to his conversation.
Okay. Okay.
So you mentioned it to him that you thought you seen it. Now you mentioned it to both Verbal and Captain that he's in the
Is there a
lounge
lot
with
of
Captain.
people? Like, is there a big crowd?
It's a very fancy restaurant. It's like a big, huge corporate building. It's a government building that was on the first floor as you were walking into the elevators, which you have an access code to meet Jeremiah, which he's a politician on a higher level floor of this building where he has his corporate office.
Is there like a table next to
There's tables all surround. It's like open and glass. It's beautiful. And he was at a private table being served food with another group and they're wearing like 500, the equivalent to like $500 to $1,000 Italian suits. They're wearing
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a table next to him that we can sit by?
No, you're already walked past. You'll be obvious if you go
back
in that room. Your streetwise is telling you, yeah. So you don't know if he's seen you or not. And you're also, think about all the things I told you. I'm not giving you any more hints than that.
Sandra told us. Well, she said that Captain Vulgar was psionic, so you got to watch out. He might be able to detect evil intent. However, what helps us is we're in a government building and everybody has evil intent.
Ain't that the truth?
Okay. Anyway, we're not going to do anything right now, but we're going to just move on by. Seems like that guy might have corporate backers. Maybe not.
So you're going to move on by and you're going to get out of the elevator to bring the tape and all the information to now you have no weapons on you but your blades. You're able to carry your blades on you legally. You have no guns, right?
Yep.
Okay, so you get on the elevator starts to rise up to the floor, and then all of a sudden, boom, the elevator shuts down, and it darkens and stops, and there's just the emergency hazard lights on, and you're in the middle of, you don't know exactly which floor you're on. You're between the 3rd or the 5th floor. The lights on the control panel just went blank. There's a panel above you to open to the top of the elevator where the cables are, and there's nothing but you're stuck in this elevator.
Damn,
and your intuition is telling you this is really weird.
Yeah. All right. Okay. I don't like this. Doesn't seem like usual poor maintenance.
Any heat signatures or anyone that's close to that proximity?
You have no way of telling that. You don't have any of that gear with you. You may be wearing simple undercloth armor and maybe reflect. Are you guys wearing that underneath? Or mesh or something, but you don't have any heavy duty armor. You're in civilization.
Could I roll to see if I smuggled any of the infrared gear or anything like that?
I will, because you're shiesty. I'll give you one chance, 9 or higher, that you got a body pistol on you, but you have no other gear. Okay. And no, you don't. You just have your blades with you.
Okay.
We bought the infrared gear here, so it's possible to carry it, but yeah.
No, you're in civilization. You're thinking you're done. Yeah. You're thinking there's no issue here. And now the elevator stops, and you're in the middle of this elevator.
Captain opens that panel up and starts and asks Skyson to give him a boost up. We're getting out of this elevator.
So you go out the panel first.
Yep.
And sure enough, you can tuck to the side, and you see what it looks like. You see a guy sliding down the cables, and he looks like he's got a rifle or with a silencer on, and he's coming down the cables. He drops down, but doesn't see you outside. So you close the panel, or did someone else come up? And he drops down on top, and he's in close range with you, right there.
All right. Well,
you don't know what he's wearing or what he's got, but all of a sudden he drops down.
Roll for surprise.
Okay. Yep. I'm going to knife. I got. Let's see, what do I got? Was it blade 2? Oh yeah.
And what's your dex?
My dex is 8. So let's see, what is the modifier on them?
No mod for that. Blade plus 2.
It's a sword. Sword, actually, not a blade.
Which is a sword.
Yeah.
Oh, you have a sword then. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, yeah. No advantageous strength though for that, but yeah. All right. There we go.
Okay, so you're gonna go slice at him. What did you roll?
Anything for a surprise?
No, you had surprise eventually. You swing and miss. Rod, you look up and can see this going on. As you swing and miss, he's going to raise his gun up to take a shot at you, but he hasn't yet, and I'm going to give you one more swing at him. His hand by his gun.
Yeah,
and see if you can take one more swing at him. You got one more roll plus 2.
Yeah.
And otherwise, then he's going to be able to get to fire. Now, Ben is down below, and you have your blade, and you could jump up and eject. I think you have. What's your character got? You get a chance to fire at him. Otherwise, your captain's going to be taking some fire at close range.
Jerry, your microphone changed quality all of a sudden. Are you on 2 microphones by accident?
No, I'm not. I'm on my.
You're not? Okay, the sound changed in some way.
Here we go.
I have no idea. No idea why.
Oh, man.
There we go. All right.
Hold on, guys. Oh, that's a blast of a hit. How's my sound? Is it still good? Am I still with you?
Now your sound is back to how it was, yeah.
Yeah. Sound fine. All right.
Okay.
Damage.
Well, we'll review the video later. It's 2.5 hours in the game or whatever.
Okay.
Definitely seemed like the sound changed to me.
I got you guys plugged into my cell phone on Discord, and I'm rolling the dice on the laptop. So that's a sword. No, I think a sword does more damage than that, bro.
Oh,
a lot more damage. I think it's like 4D.
I thought that was a broadsword.
Looking at a blade.
You have a blade or a sword? Wait a minute.
Sword.
A sword. Sword.
I have a
2D.
sword for 3D. Roll one more
3D.
die to that.
Okay.
Yeah, roll one more die to that on my
Alright.
table.
That's
So
really
that's 6 points.
That was
3
9
is
points of damage.
9. Let's wait a minute. With that hit, his armor was you negated right through whatever he had. You made the hit. He may be borderlining on unconscious. I'm gonna do a dex check. He drops. You sliced him good enough. He drops. So you can finish him off with another hit. If you swing again, or Ben can throw his blade. I forget what he has. Let me look at his character again. If you're gonna take a stab at him, Ben, just roll.
Yeah.
Alright, we're gonna shank him. Nope, I just missed. I don't know what I'm doing.
I didn't see what you rolled. Wait a minute.
7.
Actually, no, you got skills too. Hang on, you didn't just miss, and he's down. So I'd give you a bonus to that. No, you have Blade Combat 0, but you also have a Dex modifier. That's a hit.
Strength.
And you're hitting with a blade, which a standard blade is, you have just a blade on you. Blade is 2D. Roll 2D damage on top of that damage, because you guys are going to critically hurt. Pretty sure
2D.
you'll critically hurt him.
So roll 2D.
Yeah.
Yep. Alright, that sounds great. Let's see.
Oh yeah, he's going. If you got 10 points of damage on that, then on top of that other damage, he's critically hurt. He's not fighting anything. He drops down, he's stabbed, and he's bleeding on top of the elevator. So there you have it. You're going to check the electronics. Who's got electronics? That's a long.
I got electronics 1.
Give me an electronics
sure
roll.
do.
Alright.
Okay, you realize there's a little breaker here where the power's been cut, and from the outside you can reactivate the power on the elevator and get the elevator going back up. Drop down and just leave his body on top of the elevator. So you get the elevator going again? Are you going to keep on going in the elevator, or are you guys going to exit the elevator and take the stairs the rest of the way?
I'm not sure how many guys were sent because only one of them showed up. I think we're going to pull that guy's body into the elevator, and we're going to go on up and probably hope that we're not
Okay,
shot
you
at
pull
by
his body into the
security.
elevator and it drops onto the floor, and you ride the elevator back to the top.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you guys don't have psionic shields. You hear this voice in your head. I want that tape. You hear it loud and clear. All three of you. You all look at each other like, who the fuck said that? And you don't know who said it, but that tape will not meet our command. So you have to work your way up to the floor. So you're going to get out, or are you going to stay on the elevator?
Okay. With that, yeah, I think we're gonna pick up that rifle and, we're gonna use the elevator and go with it and just be ready when it hits the top floor. Or maybe we'll go to the top floor where Jeremiah Johnson is. There's probably security up there, hopefully. And, yeah, we'll see what happens. They try to meet us.
Okay, let's see. So you're passing the 6th floor, the 7th floor, the 8th floor.
what's going
You
on
are
now?
around the
Sorry about that.
9th floor. I'm rolling dice as we talk. The 9th floor, it stops and the doors start to open up. You need to go to the 15th floor, and the doors start to open up on their own. You can tuck along to the side of the building. You have it's an auto rifle with a silencer on it.
Okay,
Which is pretty wicked. It's a pretty wicked rifle, and it's fully loaded. So you have the man you...
Who has
You killed auto rifle.
skill among us? Because the captain has no skill with that. He's just 0. Somebody's got auto rifle.
Then I think you would give that rifle to Skyson,
All right.
if I recall
what?
correctly. Well, Skyson has Blade Combat 0 too. Wait a minute. None of you guys actually... But Skyson has high dexterity, so he's familiar with weapons.
I
His
actually have
dexterity-
auto rifle. My sheet's always open.
Then you'd give it to Verbal. Verbal
Yeah,
has
there we
auto
go.
rifle 1. He's familiar with auto rifles. And then his dex is also very high. He's got a dex of 12, so he gets the bonus there on top of it. Verbal is good with auto rifles, so Verbal has the auto rifle. As the doors open, you guys can tuck for cover on the sides of the elevator. And as soon as the doors open, all of a sudden, there's bullets just being... Are you in cover? Did you dive for cover or not?
Oh, yeah. That was the plan.
Well, so you dive along the side of the elevator for cover. The body's laying there. And the bullets are being shredded. You just see bullet holes. It's like it's silent, but you could see the bullets impacting on the other end of the elevator. Pop, 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 pop.
Yeah.
That tape's not gonna make it to the 15th floor, you bastards. We want that tape. And then all of a sudden you realize you can close the elevator again and still go back up. Keep going up.
Yeah, the elevator. It doesn't.
Yeah.
So you close the elevator and you're going up again. So the elevator closes. Let's see, we're gonna 10th floor, not open. 11th floor, not open. 12th floor, not open. 13th floor, doesn't open. 14th floor, doesn't open. Bam, it opens out. You open it on the 15th floor. Nothing, and there's a secretary there. There's a couple security guards. You're on Jeremiah's floor. Whoa, whoa, whoa! The first thing is drop that gun. These guys pull out their things. Drop that gun right now, immediately.
Yeah.
So he tells you to drop the gun. They're Jeremiah's guys. Yeah. So you're on the. You made it to the 15th floor without any hassle or any issue.
Yep. All right, fellas. We just had some trouble getting up here. This guy tried to kill us, and then some other guys tried to kill us.
You're here for Jeremiah. Okay, he says. Jeremiah comes out. What happened? What happened?
Well, apparently there's a rat in this building, a psionic rat, and he's trying to keep us from getting up here. Your daughter's alive, and she's okay, but she's apparently made some enemies.
Security, locks pertain to the floor. Let's get security out on the whole building. Do you have a description of the rat? Let me see. He sees the body laying in the elevator, and he sees the gun and the bullet holes.
Yeah, I described the captain.
Captain Vulgar?
Captain Vulgar, the star-faced rat. And he's down around the 9th floor, probably heading up towards where we were going. Might be on the 11th by now. But yeah, he's got a bunch of guys with a bunch of guns.
That's not Captain. That's not Captain. Who? That's San Luis. He's a high-powered billionaire on the world. That's San Luis. He's done nothing wrong here. He's got a lot of political sway, and he mingles with the politics here on the planet. Well, do you have proof that this man is connected to anything?
Well, apart from the fact that he's with a whole bunch of guys with guns that just shot up the elevator, I got footage of him poaching the trees on the planet.
So you showed the video, and you showed, no kidding. He goes, "Wow, this is evidence. We're gonna have to get a criminal investigation going on this. I need my daughter protected at all costs, and we need to do something about this. Here will be your payment, 125,000 credits." He says, "I can't give you the full amount, but it looks like I have a communicator to communicate with. It looks like we have some legalities here." And it seems like, too, San Luis just left the building. And he's gone. So you guys, he says, "We're going to escort you out of the building." But you go down to the floor. All of a sudden, there's nobody anywhere. There's just the bullet holes in the body. There's no one else anywhere. You go to, and you're being guided down and out of the building. And you were paid, and you got the tape and the information to them. So I don't know what you want to do now, but there's definitely some queasy feelings in your stomach. Like you,
I should probably get off this planet and hope he doesn't hold too much of a grudge. I don't know. I'd kind of like him to come for us when we're armed and ready, but,
Oh, you mean like a fair fight? Not gonna happen.
Yeah. Oh, no, an unfair fight where we ambush him and murder the crap out of him. Like how we do.
What do you think of that, Stoney? Kill him dead.
Stoney's on the ship. He hasn't heard or seen any of this.
No, Stoney hasn't seen any of this. He's on the ship, and he's just realizing that some things are very true, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
He's got a clearer picture of his own reality, and his headache's still present. Yeah.
We were going to get a doctor.
Yeah, he's having some self-realizations.
We were going to look for a surgeon on this planet, and then all this happened. I don't think we actually got the surgeon.
Well, that's pretty much it, though. You were paid, and you were able to cash in. I'll add 250,000 credits to the ship fund. You have made, so we'll put that back up. You've made a chunk of change on this whole adventure, so you're not totally broke. Your ship is fully loaded. But you have the squeezy feeling about San Luis, Captain Vulgar, also known as Captain Vulgar, which obviously now he may be in hiding, or you don't know how far his political ends meet, but there's definitely evidence, proof of him killing and pillaging the forests. And there's a communication between his daughter and this organization to try to create some kind of peace or protective stuff. But this stuff's beyond you. You don't have to be a part of it. You could promptly leave. You could promptly buy cargo. You can. Where do you and the crew want to go from here?
Are they coming back on the ship?
We're back.
I don't know what they're doing. I know they just got escorted out of the building.
Right.
Yeah, we're heading back to the ship.
Okay. Well, if what I've been trying to do doesn't get rid of the headache, I'm just going to start whacking my head against the bulkhead.
Yeah.
Verbal starts wearing like green camouflage gear and green headband and starts meditating a lot, and he says, think like a tree, be like a tree. Maybe he'll join the resistance.
Verbal's got you got your tests set up. Are you going to test everybody? We'll give you a medical roll.
Yeah, seriously, with no joke, I think we've been exposed to the floating. Well, the floating pollen is physical. Some people took their psi shields off, so they might have some sort of mental contamination. Who knows? I'm really, as a medic guy, I'm flying really blind. I don't think I can call myself a doctor with level 2, but
you're pretty close though. You've got a lot. You're like you can heal wounds and patch people up, and you're like a high nurse, not quite a doctor, but close to it. So yeah. You could do surgery stuff even if you have to, like take out bullets and.
Oh, there's a damn thing in my head that's giving me a headache. Come on, do it, Verbal.
I want to collect.
No, actually, your headache subsided.
Okay.
Your headache subsided with the drink or two. You could go over the engineering stuff again. And you got to give me another roll though. Yeah. And we'll say you're all back at the ship at this point.
You did catch him on whisper.
And obviously.
Right. There we go.
Yeah, there we are.
Yeah, you are pleased. You are pleased with how the drives are cleaned up and how everything's patched up. The ship looks new again. It's flawless. Even the laser marks from previous combat issues are gone. Nice. The paint is cleaned up, and the sensors. Pierre, you're gonna give me an electronics roll. Wow. I think you have advanced sensors now, right?
Yep.
I believe that's a +1 to the roll. You're not even basic. You got a +1. Give me an electronics roll +1.
Okay, so our.
I think your electronics 2.
I am 2, and you're giving me +1 on top of that.
+3, yes. Let's see what comes up there.
Advanced.
Oh, you're still a little foggy because you're sidetracked. You haven't had a chance to totally feel out the sensors, but you're pleased with what you see on the surface. But we're going to just go with your sidetrack now with the medical stuff. And you're going to go down to the bay and you want to do the medical thing. So give me a medical roll, and you're going to give me a medical roll for each person you test. You're going to start with the captain because I think you had the biggest eye on him. You do a medical roll for the captain.
Yeah, little green plant spawning bastard.
Yeah.
Absolutely see nothing of any significance that seems to indicate anything wrong with the captain in any way, shape, or form. Captain seems totally fine on every level. You notice the
All right.
pollen, it doesn't like really stick to the skin. It has to be breathed in. And he never did take off his filter mask. He had some psionic he was psionically sort of connected through that pollen, and without wearing a psi shield, but beyond that, he was good.
I don't know. The captain must be a traitor, but I become such a traitor that I'm clouding the results for myself now. So I'm going to.
So you realize that more or less it was just your paranoia. I mean, you could check with the other people here.
Even paranoids have enemies. I'm testing myself.
That's good.
Yeah, you're just paranoid and kind of there's nothing on you. Your results are the same as the captain's.
Damn.
Blood
Okay.
test positive for paranoia.
Yeah.
My conspiracy theories are starting to melt. I'm taking like a Valium or something. Next, who'd be next?
Probably Skyson or Jug or Cowboy.
This involves rather painful ass, samples. It involves tissue samples from the ass. Skyson next. Whoops.
Captain says he could take them from the arm, but
The worst that happens is an inconclusive test.
Your test is he's not cooperative, but you see no signs of anything. You really have no results. He's kind of sidetracked. He wants to move on now and think about this attack that you guys just went under. So you didn't get any results on him, bad or indifferent.
Fine.
And he's left the room because he's got shit to do. He thinks your tests are stupid.
Sure. Tests are always stupid until you sprout leaves, bucko. Yeah, right.
You're wasting your time here, he says, more or less.
Okay.
Captain's good. You're good. We're good. Dude, let's get on with some business.
The captain leans over to Verbal and says, I'd like to be a tree, Verbal. And then walks away.
What did you say?
I said the captain leans over to Verbal and then says quietly in his ear, I'd like to be a tree, Verbal, and then walks away.
That's funny. Wouldn't you like to be a tree too? Oh, that just sent shivers down his spine, and he kind of flusters him all up. But he knows the results are good at the same time, I would think. And Stoney, you're gonna check on Stoney or no?
I'm continuing.
Check on his whole chip thing and stuff.
There's still that thing about the chip. Yeah.
Yeah, I walk in and I'm tapping my head with my palm, going, something's causing me a headache.
We told you about the chip.
Well, you realize that you no longer have the headache, though, but you did.
You gotta get him to a surgeon.
Okay, I think a success on Stoney. So he's clean, but we still have the chip issue to deal with, don't we?
Yeah. Roll again to see what you get with the chip. Okay, what you do get from the chip is that the program and what you did do it is working, but you also altered something which triggered something else. Now, if Stoney is made too aggravated or he's triggered a certain way, there's a chance he could go into a violent fit rage. But I mean, he would only have to be messed with a certain way too hard. It's not like anybody in the crew could do that to him, is there?
Well, as far as Verbal has told, as the chief psychiatric officer who fills out paperwork and things, the crew is a model of harmonious interpersonal relationships.
Yeah. So
Sounds great.
Stoney comes in the room next. He says, that chip ain't gonna hurt nothing in that knucklehead. He's good. He'll be a knucklehead. Once a knucklehead, always a knucklehead. And he's coming for his examination now.
You're talking about Cowboy, right?
Cowboy, yeah.
Yeah.
Cowboy comes in there. If you take that out, he might be lobotomized. He might not even. That might be a good idea. Yeah, cut that head open, he says. And then as he's going in for his exam, and Stoney's leaving the room.
Stow it and get on the slab.
But there is concerns if something triggers him, or he's either too scared or way too angry. But it seems like nothing's made him ever that angry. That it could even be fatal, or he could just be explosive violent. But you notice though that his personality and the chip itself seems to hold him in line. But you are concerned the chip is eventually going to have to be removed.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna look for a surgeon on planet as soon as we're done with this. Oh.
All right. I got a great analysis on Cowboy this time.
Cowboy did not like the way you went about this. He's a little bit irritated. And you realize that Cowboy is totally fine. There is absolutely no issue with Cowboy outside of his irritating personality.
I read the data manual and I say, oh, look, I could have taken just fingernail clippings instead. Oh, well. Yeah. Live and learn.
He looks at you and he says, you've been hanging around that damn Stoney too long. Are you going to be an asshole too? And that's where he leaves off. He says, I'm done now. I'm going to take my sore ass back to my room. Thanks a lot, Verbal. Paybacks are a bitch sooner or later.
That spot grows back in 2 weeks. Don't worry about it.
So then your last guy would be Jug. You could do a run on him too.
Okay, now this is where I probably find, the Jug looks like a genuine chlorophyll sympathizer to me. So let's see, Jug, medical. That's poor. That's inconclusive.
Yeah, you're inconclusive with him, but Jug is so laughing. Jug comes in with a piece of like a branch. He goes, oh, me and my branch. And he's hugging his branch. And he's just being sarcastic just to mess with you.
Yeah,
don't mess with my branch, he says kind of harshly. I'm going back to my room. Me and my branch.
I'm trying to section the ass sample with my scalpel, and when I bring down my scalpel left, the thing moves right, and when I bring it right, it moves left again. Right, left, right, left. And I'm trying to stab it with the scalpel and say, hold still, stupid tissue sample.
Are you saying that Cowboy's a oh fuck, I had the line, I've lost it. A smart ass.
No, it's
that was Jug this time.
Oh, Jug.
So are you cutting Jug? Are you intentionally cutting him, or is this?
Yeah, but probably more gently than for Cowboy, because Cowboy's a pain. I extract the sample more responsibly from Jug, but I couldn't.
You can't get like you said, unless you. I'll give you another roll on Jug. One more roll.
Really?
You're still inconclusive. Okay. Yeah, because you keep on messing with it. So we'll let you do another roll.
If I have a lot of leisure time, I can eventually get a skill again. Rolling. Better.
Same thing. Nobody's infected by anything. And nothing. They're just being a pain in your ass. But there is no issue with anyone on the crew.
Good, good. Okay, well, my paranoia is going to start to lift eventually.
Yeah.
It's something
but
to do.
There is concern. I mean,
yes.
There's concern. There's a black G carrier that's floating outside of your ship, on the port, off to the side of your ship, and it's just hovering there.
We're in the starport. Surely it would be.
You are at the starport, but you're also at an outside bay on a mountain. So it's come up off the side and it's just floating there. And nobody seems to interrupt it or stop it. It's just sitting there floating. No, it's not a law. It's a black G carrier.
Yeah, I'm
totally
just saying,
black.
Is that not breaking air airspace law or something? Should it be that
Yeah,
close to another
regulations.
vehicle?
Are you going to check into that? It could be, but
Yeah.
it doesn't seem like anything's stopping it or anything's
Okay,
concerned.
Just on the
Uh,
intercom, I'm just going to ask the two,
Yeah.
whoever the gunners are, you might want to get to your stations quick.
Yeah.
A suggestion.
Yeah.
That would be
yeah. Jug and Skyson, I think.
Jug and Skyson. So Skyson would go up to the top and Jug would go to the bottom. You're in your turrets. You're going to aim at it. You also notice in Pierre, you want to get to the sensors and run an electronics roll, +3.
yeah, for sure now. Yeah.
Okay.
And the gunners go into their gunner bucket seats a little more painfully than usual. Sorry, guys.
Jug does. I don't think Skyson does.
Okay, but I got souped up sensors to train on this G carrier thing, so rolling. Still no good this time.
Well, you just can't get. You're just not used to the new sensors yet. You're just not. They're sharp, but you're just fuddling with them. But one thing that you do notice is, for some reason, the security power to this portion of the starport has been turned off. You could further the sensor rolls, and yeah.
Okay, the captain is gonna contact the port authority and ask them what the hell's going on with this G carrier and everything being shut off. G carrier inside of our airspace.
The port authority responds back to you. I don't understand what you're talking about, Captain. There's no G carrier and everything's powered exactly fine. Your ship is secured.
Well, I'm looking out the window at it, and it's menacing us. I think I'd like some security vessels sent down here. If
Yes, sir, Captain. We'll send something down promptly.
All right.
Then you look up again, and the G carrier is gone.
Registration number: Death to Trees. Okay. All right.
Yeah, we got to call this in, and they were very they were just the starport was, as I remember, on a plateau, and these guys just shinnied up the mountainside to bug us.
Yeah,
Is
looks
that
like
what
it.
they did? Hell.
Yeah. Well, whatever
Well,
they are, they're gone. But there was something weird there because no one else could see them, and there was a power outage, which was strange, to this branch of the starport. So there's starting to be some weird concerns here. And I don't know, what are you going to do with that information?
Yeah, well, okay. I got bad. Sorry, did you type a secret thing or something like that? A secret note?
No.
No?
I did.
Sorry, go ahead then. Sorry, I got confused. Go ahead.
The captain is going to request a new berth closer to the center of the starport. Just, yeah. See if they can move us over. Because we may be parked here for a bit. We're going to see about getting a surgeon on World before we head out.
Okay. So you're requesting to change ports. Captain, there's a lot of traffic here. I don't think we can do that, but we can send you down some more security. As of right now, all the main ports, unless you're willing to pay like 1,000 credits, we could maybe make room for you. All the main stuff is taken care of. And you're already paid for up onto this branch.
Make it 2,000 and let's do that.
So you're willing to pay that much to move your ship into a more secure central location? Okay, Captain, we'll make room. There's a ship that's more than willing to trade places with you. You make that payment, and we'll get you right next to the security bay. You'll be fine right there.
Nice.
It gives you the location and the directions, and you're able to pay and land at that other location. And that's where
that's much more reassuring. Being right there next to the edge of the mountain, he could have just taken some pot shots at us. All right.
So the ship is now moved, and you're right down by the security bay. There's no way you'll be able to get your weapons off at all now. They're all secure. You've received payment for everything. And, I mean, your cargo bay's empty. Your passenger logo's empty. Where are you going from here? What are you doing?
Well, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna look for a skilled surgeon on World to see about getting that chip out of Stoney's head. Because I told him I would get it out of there. And yeah, I don't want to just leave this planet until we've got that settled.
Yeah, this is about as high tech as we can get around this part of this subsector, isn't it? So
Give me a streetwise roll.
All right, Streetwise coming up.
That's a +1.
8.
You got an 8, which is a success. Okay, we'll just do the 8 alone. I was going to add intelligence to that. You found a surgeon. You found a medical facility that would be able to specialize in that. The cost is going to be for the surgery would be about 5,000 credits because it's very intricate surgery.
I'll pay it out of my money.
You're what?
I'll pay it out of my money.
Verbal,
You're gonna pay it out of your money.
Verbal holds up a bone saw and a corkscrew and says, "What's the matter, Stoney? You don't trust me?"
Of course I do.
And Cowboy's sitting in the lobby while you're discussing it, and he's flipping around his little Rambo dagger knife. He says, "I cut that thing out for you right away." But I'm afraid, I can cut that out, but you might not be able to work on our engines anymore. And we need your sour, boring personality. As he's flipping around his knife, and he starts cutting an apple. He's eating an apple while he's twirling the knife with his hand.
When I pass him, I just grin and smile.
Yeah, Cowboys just.
Boys, we take that chip out, we might wreck him. He's already kind of numb as it is. You don't want to unnumb him too much. He says some comment like that.
Lay off there.
So Cowboy says, "All right, Captain. All right, Captain," and he goes about eating his apple with his foot up on half on the table, and that's where you're. So that's where you're at right now in this point in the game.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'll transfer the 5,000 over to their account.
Are you going to pay it, or as Captain, are you going to take it out of ship funds?
No, I'm paying it. It's my head. I'll pay it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Captain be willing to pay, but if he wants to pay, that's
my
fine.
head. I'll pay it.
Yep.
Okay.
Like true libertarian capital.
All right, I'm gonna need. I want this surgeon is just top notch. He checks out all the information and he's talking with Verbal about it. And Verbal, I want you to do a medical roll for your communication with this surgeon. And then from there, I'm going to do some medical rolls for the surgeon is top notch. He deals with brain and he deals with implants on all different levels.
And I just want one proviso is that Verbal's there observing the entire operation.
Yeah. So Verbal will be in place observing the entire operation. Right. You explain the programs. I need a roll from Verbal, though.
Yeah, okay. So I'm using medical jargon, and I'm saying, trim a little bit off the top, the back and sides to match. He parts his hair on the right. Oh, goody.
Yes. Oh, man, you made it real clear. You give him all the data. And he shows you, he says, this is why you couldn't remove it. And he shows you on the microscopic how these links are. This is the trigger. And he says that somebody has the button to this thing. I don't know if it's a naval thing, but under specific attack, they could turn him into a monster. But it'll kill him. It's sort of like a bee sting. He'll go nuts. He'll shoot up everything and he'll be done. I don't know how his personality will be once it's removed. He should be still the same guy, but his moral and ethics will be based on his own will. You'll no longer be able to subject him to specifics. He'll be who he is. He'll either be lawful or unlawful or... You don't know exactly why this chip was implemented, and it's up to his character how he's going to be once it's removed.
I tell the surgeon in medical jargon that in terms of somatic personality factors, there's no way to go but up.
He gets a jiggle. He says, "Well, I hope so, but he'll need a little bit of rest." I'd say a few days, and he should be fine. All his skills will be intact. He may even be fresh and revived, but his morals and ethics will be completely his own. He'll no longer be linked to any guidelines. He'll still be the same man, but he'll feel different than he has in a long time. So we'll see how that rolls.
I ask also if there's any way to debug or what's the word to reverse engineer what exactly was put into this chip and what it intended to do. Any way to analyze it once it's out and deactivated?
Actually, I think not. Once it's disconnected from his cervix, it's going to go dead. And this
my
is the part
cervix?
that you. I mean, his what's it called?
Cortex.
Cervix.
God,
Your spine, your spinal cord. Not your... Well, I didn't mean to say that word. Your spinal cord. Your
Look, I know.
what's that
We
word?
might have to put into a disclaimer now, but I'm going to use it. Stoney may be a bastard, but he's not a cunt.
Yeah,
Once
Sony, you
it's
never told us.
disconnected from your spinal cord,
Yep.
I mean, it's gonna render itself completely dead. This is why you had trouble and you couldn't remove it. Cortex, that's the word.
Cortex.
That's the word I
Cool.
meant. Yeah. Yes.
Stoney is glad it's
That's
been confirmed that he has a cortex and
nothing in the
else.
womb. You don't. Yeah, you don't have nothing in the womb.
No.
You are male.
That's the one.
All right. So okay, so you're observing the operation, and it's going to have to be a nasty low fail for it to fail. An absolutely flawless
Oh, look at
operation.
that. Perfect.
Beautiful.
Takes it out with no event, covers the spot, seals it up, and you'll be in the recovery room at the meantime.
Right.
And you wake up, Sony, with no moral. You are yourself,
I am
and
myself.
how you feel fabulous.
I do.
You feel more clear-minded than you have in a long time.
A very long time.
You feel kind of freed.
Yep.
I mean,
So
just
the first
amazing.
thing is I'll come into my fantastic turban that I'm wearing at the moment. Bit of a joke. Thank Verbal. Ask him how he think it went, and thank him for being there. I owe you one.
All right. Don't know what to say about that, but the chip's deactivated. We can't really find out more about it. Let me see. Phew. Okay. Well, our ship is pristine. Our engineer's pristine. What can be better? Things have got to go downhill at one point.
Even Cowboy says, "Glad to see everything went okay, Sony. Good to see you're okay," and he walks away.
I just smile at him.
Yeah.
He's genuine, sincere. He was genuine. He, all jokes aside, it's the first time you've seen him kind of sincere, and he walks away, and he's back to wherever he leaves.
Still.
Jog says the same thing, and the rest of the crew, same ordeal.
Rest of
They're
the
happy to see you
crew-
made it through.
Yeah, the rest of the crew I'm all cool with, but no.
Yeah.
I'll just tap
Captain
my
says,
fingers.
glad to see you, free man now.
I'm ready and willing to get back into the engine bay, and let's get out of this bloody place.
Okay, so I guess
As soon as the doctor lets me
Yeah.
out of this place.
So, what's the plan? What are you guys gonna do? You've got semen parched. You want to go back to parched?
No.
Pliskenland? Pliskenland. That's 3 weeks away.
No, sorry. Just after the cervix, we got semen.
yeah.
Siemens, Clearmount, Michaela, Rita, Sea Salt,
see.
Martis, all these worlds are around you. The closest one would be Siemens and Clearmount.
All right. That was Siemens is a German electronics company from way
Yeah.
back.
Yeah. They also build wind turbines too, I think.
Okay.
I have to look
Steel
up the stats
salt.
on the world.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know what steel salt is named after.
Sea salt.
Sea salt. Oh, it's
Seal
spelled
salt?
Seal salt, yeah. But, Mentis.
Yeah.
Mentis. I'd say go for
Okay.
Mentis. It's. Oh, hang on. How far? Oh, no, we can jump as far as we want. Mentis.
Yeah.
Mentis sounds good.
Do we have a table of the planet stats?
You guys gonna try to pick up any cargo or crew or?
Think about it once we decide where we're going.
It always depends on where we're going. Yeah. We are.
Okay, well, Seal Salt has a Class C starport. It's 6,000 miles in diameter. It has a thin but breathable atmosphere. There's no land masses. It's a water world. That's where it gets seal salt its name from. There's some floating islands or bodies on the planet. The population is hundreds of inhabitants.
Whoa.
The government is a representative democracy. There is no law level, and it is at technology level 7. What's the other world you wanted to know about? I can type those stats in for you. So
Do you have a subsector chart or something? Especially
I
the
do,
commerce code?
but you tell me I have just a handwritten map here. You got the subsector in front of you on roll 20. Mantis, you want Mantis?
My vote would be for Mantis, but what do the others want?
Okay, well let's. I'll read Mantis to you. Mantis has a C-class starport. It's 7,000 miles in diameter, a little smaller than Earth, with a standard breathable atmosphere.
Yeah.
It's 80% hydrographics.
Nice.
It's 6. There are millions of inhabitants on Mantis. It has a civil service bureaucracy, which would be ICW type of government.
Yeah.
The law level is extremely high. No weapons allowed. Possession of any weapons is prohibited. And it is a technology level 10 world. So that's what you have for Mantis. Fanta is, let's look at Fanta, which is the other world that you were just looking at. Where did we put it? Fanta has a Class C starport. It's 4,000 miles in diameter, which is small, but it's dense, so it has a heavy, standard tainted atmosphere, unbreathable, and 0 hydrographics. Fantas is a desert world with a tainted atmosphere. There are hundreds of millions of inhabitants for some reason, and there is it's a civil service bureaucracy, ICW world. The law level is 7. Shotguns are prohibited. You can carry blades and blade type of weapons openly on Fantas, but no guns, more or less. And Fanta, and its technology level is low. The standard technology level is around 1700 to 1860 on the surface of the planet for some reason. Outside of the C starport, the technology level on Fanta is low. So those are those 3 worlds that are just south of you. And then you have Tantea. Let's see, and I'm reading that one to you. Tantea has a Class D starport. It's 6,000 miles in diameter. It has a dense but breathable atmosphere. It is 10% hydrographic, so it's a desert-like world with some seas and some water bodies on it, but not many. 4, the population is tens of thousands, and for some reason, it has a charismatic dictator type of government and a high no-law level weapons, and the technology level is Bronze Age to Middle Age for some reason, which is kind of strange. Also, it has that little hex that means that it is an alien sulfant world of some type. I haven't exactly. You go there and you can find out what they are. The Tanteans. So that is where the technology level is low. And that is where the population is made up mostly of Tanteans. There's a scout base there to protect them, and that's why the weapon levels are high to protect the Tanteans, which is an alien race. An alien sentient race homeworld. And the scout base is there. The D starport is there, and there's a small human facility, but they're protected. And then you have Sandra, and Sandra is Class C starport. 7,000 miles in diameter. It has a thin but breathable atmosphere. It's 80% hydrographics. There's hundreds of thousands population on that. The government is a corporation, and the law level is light assault weapons prohibited. You can carry guns and pistols and shotguns, but you can't carry military type of assault weapons. So there's a low law level there. and its technology level is 11. Sandra's a corporate type of world. It's a corporate company world. So those are the worlds that are surrounding you right now. And you want to look at Claremont. Are you guys getting any ideas or no?
I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards going to Tantea and seeing the Tanteans before they go extinct or whatever. Because if it's only 10,000, then they aren't going to be around much longer.
We can't trade with them. So what's the interest in that?
I don't know.
Could we trade to the scout base or the scientist or whatever that are on Tantea?
There's enough of them.
Yeah.
There are some supplies you could take, and you might be able to take some regular cargo to Tantea for the scout base. But there might be some merchandise you could sell. You'd have to look into it, see what you could do, or see if there's some interest in travel. Tantea is 2 weeks away.
And Claremont?
Because you're jump 1. All of them are, more or less, except Claremont and Siemens.
What was Claremont, sorry?
Claremont, I haven't read that one yet, but I can read it to you. Claremont has a Class C standard starport. It's 5,000 miles in diameter, so it's small. The atmosphere is thin tainted, so it requires a respirator of some sort. It's thin, though. It's where am I now? 60% hydrographics. There's hundreds of inhabitants. Is that right? Yep, hundreds of inhabitants. It has a feudal technocracy, government by specific individuals who agree to be governed. And the law level is low, portable energy weapons prohibited. And the technology level is 5, 1900 to 1930, 1940 roughly, technology level. So you do have some technology there. There's not a lot of people there. But there's definitely some trade value. There's a gas giant, a scout base, and it's a trinary star system. So Claremont's the closest. And because of this, there is some trade needs there that you might be able to pick up some purchases where Tantea might be of high value there. So, I mean, I don't know. And Siemens, did we read Siemens to you? I think we did. Siemens has a Class D. Yeah, Siemens. Especially with the Cervex comment.
Yes.
Siemens is a size 3 world. It has a trace to almost no atmosphere, kind of like a Mars-like atmosphere. It has 20% hydrographics, but of course that's frozen in ice caps at the poles. Everything else is just desert because of the no atmosphere. That water can't the trace atmosphere, freestanding water can't stay. There are hundreds of thousands of inhabitants, and the law level is 1, and the government is company corporation. But there is a little bit of a trade center there, and there are some needs that corporation might be interested in buying. You know, probably would be better if you purchase like high grains or high-end foods or meats. You could get a deal there and make some money on them there and sell them to the locals. But so those are the worlds that are surrounding you. Siemens, Makaea, were you still there?
Yeah.
Makaela. Makaela. Class C starport. 6,000 miles in diameter. A dense tainted atmosphere. Is this right? Where am I? Whoa, where am I? I lost my place. Dense tainted atmosphere. 90% hydrographics. Millions of inhabitants. Captive government by leadership answerable to an outside enterprise. In other words, they've been taken over or they're wait a minute, is that right? Yeah. Captive government. And the law level is 5, personable concealed firearms prohibited. And Makaela is a technology level 4. Which is 1860 to 1900. For some reason, they're captive and they're repressed.
Yeah.
They were independent, but they're a captive government. So those are the worlds surrounding Jimbalela that are within your range, easy. Any ideas, any thoughts? It's on you guys.
Can you just go through Seal Salt again one more time, please?
Yes. Where was I?
That's the all water world, I think.
Yes, it is a water world. C65A340-7.
That's not too bad. It's got a...
There you go.
Yep. That's not too bad. If you could get some, perhaps if you get some slightly higher tech stuff, they might be very willing to buy that. And being a water world, they might want different foods, so if we could find that, and they would probably be, I don't know if they could ore stuff out of their oceans, but they might be willing to take in ore as well. So, I think that might be just from a range of the wide range that you might get on the commercial table, they might be the one to go for.
Sounds reasonable there.
Yeah. I mean, if it's money you're wanting.
Well.
Well, at this point, you guys haven't spent much money.
Yeah,
I guess I could probably subtract a couple $100 each from you because you've still been hanging here. You did spend 2,000 of ship funds to move the ship,
yep.
Which just for extra security. You haven't had any issues since. You do have concerns. It looks like as you've been watching the news, though, San Luis, Captain Vulgar, has warrants issued on his arrest, and there's a whole conspiracy theory. So you're noticing that Jeremiah has been in contact with Sandra, and the government is negotiating a security force to protect the wisdom trees, and they're not saying the name Sandra, with a specific organization to communicate or to protect the native species. And it's coming out more now that the Jabula are no longer a mystical creature. They are considered the sentient species of the planet. And there's proof that they exist, even though they won't show themselves. That the relationship between the trees, the Zabula, has been more exposed. So there's going to be laws to protect the trees, to protect the wilds, and the concept of existing in peace and coexisting with nature and humanity and the cities that do exist. So all this has happened just in the time you've had the surgery and you're thinking about where to go, or you're considering cargo. So what we would need you to do is to go to the cargo bay, and go to the trade center and see what you can get. We'll roll on that, and we'll see what's worth where. I mean, you might just let money take you where you want to go.
Yeah. All right. We forgot to contact the media and sell our exclusive footage of the Jimbula before all that broke. Probably not worth much now. Yeah, well. All right. Let's head over and see about cargo for. Wait, was it seal salt? It's seal salt.
Seal
right?
salt, yes.
Hopefully. Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. That's where we're going. Cargo and passengers.
Well, the speculative cargo can go anywhere. It's the 1,000 credit per ton cargo stuff is always.
You mean freight?
Freight, yeah, freight. Freight's always to a particular space, and what you're going for now, I think, is just whatever we decide to carry.
Yep.
Or you're going to look and see what you could buy for seal salt. Yeah. And let's see what goes with that. Let me do some rolling here. Okay. 43 is ammunition, 30,000 a ton, which their law level, I think that would be a little bit prohibited. Let's see what else you have. 55 is armored vehicles at 70,000 each. We're looking at, I'll just keep rolling.
There's only a few hundred of those guys. Are they going to use them for go-karts or something?
11, there's textiles, and those are at 3,000 base price each. We can give you a -2, and they would be of value. So you can pick them up for 3,000 a piece, and there are 8 tons of textiles available. You could try to see if you could purchase them, and I would. It's a non-industrial. I'll give you a -3 to the purchase, and you'd be able to sell those at a +1 plus your broker fee to Speedos, textiles. Let's see what else we have. 41 gems, 1,000,000 each, which obviously doesn't appeal to you. We're gonna go with something else. I'll keep rolling. 12 would be. They got the polymers already. Polymers. What the hell ever that is?
Polymers,
Agriculture
that'd be
minus
good for them.
4.
That'd be good because
Polymers or plastics, yeah.
yeah, that'd be good for them.
Plastics. Okay. Agriculture -1. We'll give you a -1 to the roll and a +2 to the sell, or because they could use those. Yes, definitely. So you could get a -2 to the purchase of those at 7,000 each, and there are. Hold on. How many tons are available of that? Let's see. What do we have here? 6. 45 tons.
That's good.
At 7,000 each base price, but you see what your roll is to counter that. You get a -3 to that for your roll for purchase. So there's 45 tons. That'll fill a chunk of your. And the textiles at 3,000 each. You got textiles and the polymers, which seem to be the best cargo fit. Which would fill your cargo bay. Both of those together would fill your cargo bay. And then you could see if you could find some passengers. We can roll on that.
How many rooms do we have? Has to be
You got 10 staterooms. You're all in a stateroom, and Cowboy has 1 stateroom on top. So you have 5 empty staterooms at Middle Passage.
Oh, Captain?
Because remember, Cowboy's your steward also.
Yeah.
He'll take care of the passengers if you have them. So you just tell me what you want to roll, and Pierre's got to do the purchase rolls.
Yeah, I'll let Pierre handle it because Discord keeps freezing up, so I've only caught like half of what you said.
So
that sucks.
What we've got, Mantar, is possible textiles 8 tons at 3,000 base price, with a significant reduction, hopefully, and polymers 45 tons at 7,000 base price with a slight reduction in buy price. But both of them give us a bonus where we sell, if it's sea salt.
Okay.
A seal salt.
Well, sounds good. I think we have the room, right? Guess we'll buy those then.
Okay.
Give us a roll. Give us a roll, Pierre.
Okay, sorry.
-2. We're gonna go with the textiles first. -2.
So 2d6 and what was my admin again? It was.
You get a -1, and you get a -1 to your admin. So you get a -2 to that roll.
Okay.
For purchase.
So
you want to roll low.
Got it.
Double ones would be great.
Ooh.
Holy shit! Wow. You gotta be kidding me. 40%. So there's 15 tons. Somebody want to do the math? At 40% of 3,000. What's 40% of 3,000 at first with?
1,200.
Do the math on that.
1,200?
1,200.
1,200 times.
8.
Okay, I'm gonna. Yeah.
Cool.
1,200 times 15 is the purchase price.
Oh, was it 15? I thought it was 8 tons.
Yeah. 15. Huh? What did I say?
8. I thought you
said 8 tons. Yeah. 8
oh, I
tons
said. Excuse me. I thought I said 8 tons. Okay, 8 tons.
Yep.
Of textiles.
9,600.
6 carry the 1.
At 40%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just adding it.
Sorry, I'm suddenly out of paper. I gotta go get some more loose leaf paper here.
1,200 a pop.
So that's 1,200 times 8. That's 9,600, right?
No.
Yeah.
I get a different number.
My calculator says
that's all
9,600.
cool. Yeah, no, that's cool. I know what I've done wrong.
Okay, and then Pierre's got to do another roll for the polymers. He gets a -3 to that roll.
-3 including his admin or without?
Including his admin, yes.
Okay.
He gets a -3 to that roll for the polymers.
Okay. I think he just. There he is.
All right, here I.
Low
So-
roll. For your polymers.
Okay, so now we're rolling on the polymers.
Yep, we got the
Polymers
speedos.
-3.
So we just want to import a whole lot of single-use plastic bags.
Or little plastic canoes that they can build their houseboats on or something.
Possibly. Yeah, no, I like the idea of single-use plastic bags because then.
Okay,
Yeah.
Polymer
Yeah.
buy
Sure do.
roll.
Unbelievable, hey?
Very nice.
You got
So-
those at 40%.
So
40% of 7,000. And those were how many tons again? They were a lot, 45 tons.
Times 45 equals
Polymer.
126,000 cost.
Total.
Yep.
What was
And
that
that's
total?
45 tons of polymers.
I just want to do that math again, just to make sure.
Well, I'm just doing the
7,000
whole total times 7,000.
Is that much? Times 45.
Yeah, 40% of 7,000 is
That's
what?
Oh, 3,000 and something. Hang on.
7,000.
It's 2,800 a ton.
Yeah. That's 45.
Okay, times 45. You said 126,000?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's correct.
That's what I got.
Okay, so we got 45 tons polymers. We got 8 tons of the textiles at rock bottom prices. Yes.
Speedos of all different colors.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, rock bottom prices. So
Yeah.
you got a cargo hold. Your cargo hold would be full.
Yep.
And then you would also, you're going to look for passengers. Let me,
Sure.
thought we had a roll for that. Wasn't there a table for that?
You rolled it, yeah. It's based on the population level of. Because I was just reading this up for my game. It's based on your population of where you're coming from to where you're going to. And then there's a die roll you roll when you cross-reference that.
Isn't it in Starship stuff? Okay, hang on, wait a minute.
Yeah, it's in the Starship stuff somewhere. Here you go, passengers. So we're only looking for middle. So the world population,
Jimbalala.
count world of origin. Yep, world of origin. So population of Jambalaya is. What was it? Sorry.
What did I just do with that? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm losing it here. Population of Jimbalala is 7.
7. So you roll 3D and then take 1D off that, and that's the number of people who are wanting to get to the next planet that we're going to. See,
Okay. 6. You have 6 passengers, middle class. 6 passengers that are available. So you can take all 6 staterooms and for this trip, Cowboy can move his stuff downstairs. And for 2 parsecs.
Sorry, the other thing. The other thing you got to do is the different tech levels. So you either add or subtract whether it's over or under. You got to take. So if the between the origin and the destination. So I think Jambalaya is slightly higher.
Yeah.
They're on an 8, and Seal Salt is a 7, so there'd be 3 more. So we've actually got 9 for some reason.
You have 9 available passengers, which means that they wouldn't all be able to go aboard unless you guys would double bunk them.
Yeah.
And or else you could just take
you
take
can
5 or
double bunk.
6.
You can double bunk middle passengers.
But I think that's called steerage. That would be at another price, though. That would be at a little bit less.
I think it's there. You can double bunk. If they're family members, you can double bunk them. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
I've read it. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. You're the GM, but it's your rules.
Okay, we're gonna double bunk them, but it'll be at 5,000 a parsec for all 9. So it's 5,000 a parsec. You could take all instead of the 6,000 that I would have. So you're looking at 10,000, 90,000 credits for 2 parsecs for all of them to get them there. And then low passengers. What about low passengers? Or you could
Low passengers.
low passengers. Population is 7.
3D.
That's enough. 3D.
Oh, yeah, 3D. That's how many low passengers there are.
3D straight up. You have 8 possible, which is perfect because you got 10 low berths, right? Or do you have 20 low berths? I don't even remember
Well,
now.
we
I think
have
it's 20.
we had 20, but 2 are occupied.
2 are
That's
occupied.
right.
Yeah. So
We've got
you have a
some-
potential 8 low passengers to take along also.
Cool.
So you have 8 low passengers and 9 middle steerage passengers at 90,000 plus 8 is 98,000 just for passengers. So you do have a full manifesto to take off to Sea Salt.
Cool.
And I think from there, you guys are loaded. You're ready to go. Where are you at with the game? You guys want to keep going? You want to call it? You want to take off and do one more adventure before Steve takes off, or where are we at? Want to keep going, or what do we want to do?
I'm okay myself. What about the others?
I'm okay with whatever the group decides.
Yeah, getting a little late, but I could go for another half hour or so.
I think he means another session in
Yeah.
Agweedo.
Yeah.
Well, we can still play for another half hour or so, and we can take you off to Sea Salt.
Okay.
Or I mean both actually. Do we want to end this and go one more session at Sea Salt and see what happens in 2 weeks, or do we want? We're going to go for another half hour. You say 9:15 or so. Go to Sea Salt.
Today, I mean, yeah, we can do some stuff for half an hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you feel like doing so, or we can
Okay,
just
sure.
call it and
Well,
you
you got a full manifesto here.
Yep.
You're able to take off. You're fully loaded. We could do the math on it later. We got the expenses, minus the 2,000, and you're fully loaded on life support. You're fully loaded with the crew. You're fully loaded with cargo, and from there, it's up to you guys. Tell me what you're doing. Tell me about your liftoff. Tell me when you depart. Go from there.
All right. Yeah. Okay, I think we're just gonna take off. Middle of the day and straight up, and hopefully not be followed by any G carriers.
They won't be able to
No
follow
G
us
carriers.
all the way.
No anything.
Yeah.
I need a straight up pilot roll,
Alrighty.
and then when you're gonna go with the electronics roll, I would imagine you have the gunners and the turrets. The turrets armed.
And I'm ready whenever you need me for the engines.
Yeah.
Pilot roll is good. Engine roll 2. Engineering check.
It's good to
You're
go,
still a
Captain.
little phasey, but the engines seem to be humming fine.
Yeah.
You're
I
still a
believe
little
we're
out of
good to go.
focus with your new free brain.
Yep.
Your new chip-free brain, and then we need a sensors roll and a navigation roll, which would be Pierre.
Okay.
A bit more space in there, so yeah, it rattles around a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that's a sensors roll first, and then we could do you could start plotting. The sensors come out clear. There's just regular traffic, but you're amazed at the range of the sensors because now you go out to 900,000 kilometers now, or 600,000 over the 150,000. Your range is just amassed. You're just loving these sensors. So now you got to go into the navigation equipment, and you're plotting your jump course to Sea Salt. To the water world of Sea Salt.
Okay.
The navigation's all set. You guys can accelerate away, and then we'll need the pilot to do a roll and engage the jump drive. What size is it? Jambalaya is a size 6 world.
Size 6. What's our G? What's our G?
Excuse me, it's a size 8 world. You're 1G acceleration. So it's going to take you a little bit of time.
372 minutes.
Exactly.
Yeah. Gosh.
How many minutes?
So
you said?
you're headed out to the 100 diameter point. Your sensors pick up nothing, but you do pick up on a ship that seems to be headed in your direction, but it's way too far away, and it seems like it's diverted course to head your direction. But it's too far away. Are you going to do a sensor and check on it a little bit more, or no?
6.2 hours, Captain. before we
Yeah,
space.
check that thing out. Herbal, what is that? What's going on with that thing? It's,
Let me. He's got to do another sensor roll to see if he can pick up what that is. He gets a +3 now because he's got advanced sensors. You no longer have your civilian sensors.
Black.
This is going to make a big difference. Call sign.
CL155K3N.
No, seriously, I'll try the sensors here. It could be our friends from the other place. Sensors on the incoming ship.
Oh.
Sensors on the incoming ship. The sensors pick up some kind. It's a black ship. It seems like it has a stealth coating, and it seems somewhat on the lines of a safari type of vessel, but a private type of vessel of some sort. And it seems to be interested in following you to see where you're going or what you're doing. But it won't be able to reach you or be even in combat range from where you are by the time you reach the jump position.
Yeah.
So it seems non-threat.
So it jumped from another system just now, or in the last?
No, it was either in orbit or it either took off from the starport as of recent. It is heading at 2G. It's heading at 2G full acceleration towards you, so it's double your acceleration, but it's a little too far too late. You're already, by the time this comes up, you're already 4.5 hours in. You only have an hour and some odd more time before you reach your jump point. So it's at distant range. For space combat terms, it could not engage combat with you. It hasn't communicated, but it seems like it's on your track, for some reason, like it's trying to intercept you. But based on all your calculations, it doesn't have a chance in hell, unless you delay your jump. If you delay your jump by a half hour or so, for some reason, then it would be in range.
Yeah. Okay. The captain's going to contact the system authorities. This is like a Class A starport, isn't it? Something like that.
Class B.
B. Okay, so pretty good starport. I'm going to contact the system authorities and tell them that we are being trailed by a stealth black safari ship that is possibly the fugitive, and send them on the coordinates. Maybe they can send some system defense boats out. Try to intercept.
Okay, give me a straight up 2d6 roll, and I want to see what happens with that.
All right. Well, wow.
Comes on through loud and clear. Okay, Captain, we hear you loud and clear. Sure enough, they send 2 fighters on up, moving at 6G, heading in the direction of that ship. So there's 2 fighters, and then it looks like another patrol cruiser's en route. We're looking for that fugitive. We want him. Thank you very much, Captain. We're en route with that. And you notice that the stealth ship seems to turn away, and it looks like it's trying to reach a different angle jump point of its own once it realizes it's being pursued. So it's turned off because it can reach a jump point before it can, instead of your jump point from the angle it's at.
Yeah.
It's fleeing the authorities. It seems it's more interested in fleeing the authorities now than psursuing you. Once it sees that the authorities are on its tail. So there's definitely something to that ship. And based on that, let's see if Pierre runs a... So is Ben even still with us? I don't think he is.
He was. He must have had trouble. He dipped in and out of the Discord like he had connection trouble.
Okay, so he's dipped in and out of the Discord as he said connection trouble. He's not on there now, is he? No. Okay, that's okay. So we'll he's in roll 20. He's on, but either way, we'll he's going to run the algorithm with the computer based on to see if that ship had anything to do. You were able to come in on enough to even get a little bit of the registry, but you're not exactly sure. But he's going to run the algorithm to see if it was connected to Pluto. So I'm going to give him a +2 for that, and we'll see how that comes out. And you know what? he's telling you that that ship has nothing to do with the Pliskin organization. Based on all his information, that stealth safari ship has absolutely is no connection to the algorithm program that you guys got from Norma. He ran it from his turret. He took the information from your sensors and ran it. He's in the gun turret right now, running his own sensor equipment, and he just lets you know this. He relays that information back.
It's just Lewis, or whatever his name is, Starface. Alright, well, I hope they catch him.
Starface sounds sort of like a movie with Al Pacino, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I'm Starface, I'm miserable about it. Let me just plunk my head face down in this mountain of cocaine.
Yeah.
Ha ha! Tony Montana! No one messes with Tony Montana. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, so Captain, we need a jump roll. The hour and a half or whatever was left in the time frame is passed. You guys are at the jump point. You can engage the jump point. The course is set. We need a jump roll, and then we need a drive check, and we are in hyperspace.
Alright, here goes the jump roll.
Boom! Jump is fired up. You're running refined. We need a quick check on the drives as the jump coils fire in place.
Beautifully.
Rolling nicely.
Yep.
Oh, they're fired. Excellent. You are pleased with the work that's been done. And you are pleased with the connection between the new sensors and the clean drives and it's humming beautiful.
Yep.
You are now in hyperspace at your jump 1, and it'll be roughly around 2 weeks before you arrive. So that whole week and all those purchases and all the stuff that went down took it an additional week. You were at the end of the 3rd week of May, and that'll put you into the 1st week of June. The end of the 1st week of June, you will be arriving at Sea Salt.
Okay.
Now, there's 2 weeks in jump, and you have the crew stuff going on. I'm wondering if there's anything anyone wants to do while they're in jump space. Cowboy is catering to the double bunked and the steerage passengers, so you're a little crowded. So you're going to be using 9 is 18 units, and then the life support for your crew, which is 6, is 12. You're going to use 30 units to life support over this whole thing. And then you're also going to have to replenish the low berth, which is 8. So that's 800 credits worth of low berth replenished too. But you've got a good chunk of money on top of the money that you made from your whole adventure with Sandra James and Jeremiah James.
Yep.
So anything anyone want to do while 2 weeks in jump?
I'm just going to check over the engines, and also I'm just going to watch the both the low berths and the new passengers, because I'm just suspicious that they could be still perhaps in the engagement of that star tattooed guy, just in case they are.
Okay. So you're kind of watching them. Cowboy seems to have everything under control and seems to have the passengers prepared big meals for them, and he's got some entertainment functions and some game night type of things going on, and he seems to be really doing his job as steward very well with the passengers. So far, there's just a mix of old and new, and a lot of people had jobs. And one of the things on Sea Salt is Sea Salt has a lot of floating cities. The city, they're like lifeboat cities. Sea Salt is a complete water world, and the way it orbits, it's calm. The waters always seem to be still and calm. There's like no tidal forces. The day averages about 14 hours. Depending on where you are, there's not much of an axial tilt. It seems to be just sort of straight. It's warmer towards the equator, and then it's seasonal as you go up or down, all the way up to ice caps on the top. And there are some where it's super cold. There are some facilities on the ice caps too, but most of the population floats around the equator. There's these floating cities. And also some underwater type of cities too.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's correct.
I interrupt Verbal with his book. And is it a book, Verbal, or is it on the computer? Because if it's a book, haven't you committed murder?
Yeah, it's sort of. No, of course it's not a
Oh,
it's not a dead tree book.
okay. Just checking out. That's all.
Hey,
And
Hi,
I
the
just sort of,
it could have been natural causes. You don't know.
I'll just tap my head and put a thumbs up to him and says everything's working fine. And then give him a scary smile and then leave.
It's your event is pretty much uneventful. The passengers are good passengers. Nothing. It's just a calm, collective couple weeks.
Yep.
I mean, everybody's kind of doing their own thing, and you're in hyperspace, and you got hyperspace humming outside of the hull of the ship. You're coasting through using regular power. No issues. And the 2 weeks passed pretty much uneventfully, and you're about ready to exit jump at Sea Salt. So we are about ready to, and it's been a couple weeks. You kind of got to know some of these passengers, and some of them are kind of fun, and some of them are kind of irritating. But all in all, they're civil, and they're obeying the rules and staying on their floor and doing their thing. They're just interested in getting where they got to go.
Right.
You know, and trying to be, you know, they're all good passengers.
I don't mix very much with them at all, but just want to keep them in eyesight, so to speak.
Okay, well, if you're not mixing with them, if you're keeping them in the eyesight, then you're obviously visiting the passenger floor, so they would know who you are, that you're the engineer.
Yep.
Security's been good. Cowboy has them isolated to the passenger floor. They haven't been able, unless the captain's taken them for a specific tour, guided tour, to the ship or to the, you know, which he might have with some of the younger ones, because they get a kick out of being on a starship or not, and taking them down the bridge and that type of thing. There's been no real issues outside of that in any way, shape, or form. But I mean, if you when you did put a couple of the low berth people down, a couple of them said, "Who are those funny people already in there?" They pointed to them.
Long-term guests.
And that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
You notice the two that are already in the berths that are still on ice.
Yeah, we tell them they're long-term travelers off to the system of
and that's really hard to spell, so if you can spell it to us, we'll tell you more.
Yeah, well, I'm like putting my hand up and saying, you know, it's never mind. Then they paid big, and we're eventually going to deliver them to muttering.
Yeah,
Where's that at? The little boy asked. One of the little boys with his mama asked that. Where's murmur? He looks.
Oh
no, that's murmur.
It's
a different place.
It's way off to what do you call? It's way off to rectal. I mean to rimward. And
rimward, rectal rimward.
Yes.
Oh, that's a rough way.
Yeah.
Okay, and he goes off with his mama, and they don't pay any attention. So you're about a half hour from coming out of jump. I know the crew's going to position itself. It's been a pretty uneventful couple weeks, but you'll be coming out at Sea Salt pretty quick and pretty prompt.
And what size was it again? I forgot, sorry.
Oh, let me grab my sheet again.
he
had it.
4?
You told us.
Thought I wrote it down for you.
4 or 6?
You said size 6.
Yeah, wait a minute.
3407. It's in the chat.
It's a size 6, yep. 6'5", yep.
Okay.
Size 6 with a thin atmosphere. It's a total water world with ice caps. About a 14-hour day. Yes, it's a binary star with a scout base.
4.5 hours in system to land.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So you
just calculate how long it's going to take us. 5.4 hours.
Are you there?
Yeah.
There's only thousands of inhabitants on this place. They're spread out with these little floating facilities. We'll say there's about 86,000 different people. There's definitely a need at the trade center for the things that you're bringing.
Okay.
So the first thing there is a floating it's like a giant carrier type of floating starport city with a few landing bays towards the equator, but it's more of a town because there's other floating cities, and there's speedboats and submarines and hover vehicles that like hover planes that take them from place to place. Well, actually, wait a minute, they're technology level 7. So that would be more like, they're more like airplanes, but the kind that can land on water, that fly from one place to the other. And there's more like they're more yeah. So some of the stuff is a little bit more. They have some higher tech things, but they're more like our era. The starport does have some parts and facilities that have been imported and some knowledge there. So you come out of jump drive. Poof, and you're right around the 100 diameter point. It shouldn't take you too long. We're gonna do a sensor scan. This is kind of an obsolete place. You don't know what could be out here. So I need a sensor roll from Pierre first thing when you come out. And I would imagine you got Jug and Skyson in the turrets. Captain, your move?
Yeah, all right. We'll get sensors up and scan and head on into the starport and signal them that we're coming in with cargo.
And passengers.
Oh, and passengers. And, they wave us in, or?
Okay, you get the thing up with cargo. There is absolutely no signs of anything in space. Not a ship. Not a ship anywhere. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Just you and dead space.
Oh,
there is nothing
nice.
out here.
Nobody's
so
trying to kill
you
us.
cruise. Yeah, you cruise in pretty uneventfully. You zoom on in pretty uneventfully. I don't know what the size of this world. It would take 5 some odd hours or whatever, and your time passed.
Yep, 5.4.
5.4 hours, and you'll coast on in, and we need a pilot roll to land.
Alrighty. Oh, okay.
You can check the drives of the engines to see if there's any residue or any issues with it.
Nope, we're cool.
Oh.
Whoa!
Problem with the piloting rule. Something happens.
Oh, I don't know. Something got distracted, or you spilled your coffee, or what, and you nosedived straight into the atmosphere. Which I need you to do another pilot and roll to pull out of that. For some reasons, you weren't paying attention, which is not you. And it definitely, even the contragrav was a little affected, so everybody's a little shook up and scared. What happened? What happened? And now Cowboy's also, whoa. He hits over his comms. He says, Captain, is everything okay? He reaches back. We got some shook up passengers back here.
Oh, sorry about that, people. We just had a little bit of turbulence there. Everything is A-okay, though, and we are proceeding down to seal assault.
Cowboy, that roll was for Cowboy for his steward skill. He's got everybody calm and everything, and he says, yeah, it's just turbulence. Sometimes that can happen. And he totally bluffs them out. He knows that something went just a little stupid where you just weren't. But he's got them all calmed down and everything's fine. So you'd be entering Atmo without any issue from here on out. But you definitely took a nosedive. If you wouldn't have paid attention and pulled out of it, you could have even done some damage. But you did without any damage or any issue. It was kind of a flawed attempt.
Yeah.
And this is a pretty
chicken fingers, and his fingers are all greasy, and the stick just slipped right out. Yeah. Hey, we were entering the atmosphere. Come on, man.
Turbulent.
No, I can't get it to print out on the thing, so. Okay.
Okay.
Just Captain and I walk into the cockpit covered in head to toe in oil. Bit of a bumpy ride, sir.
Yeah.
Great.
Like engine oil, yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. So you do, but now you've entered the atmosphere and you're cleared to land, and you have a port and a bay to land in, and you landed, set down gently, and you are on sea salt in one of the floating port, and it's beautiful. The sky's beautiful. sea salt is it's temperate where this is. It's a binary star, so you could see both stars up in the sky. And like you said, the atmosphere is thin but breathable, so you can breathe without any type of respirators or masks when you land and step on out. And you were able to unload the passengers. You will add the 98,000 to your toll, and also you were able to get down to the trade center and see what you can sell
Before we get off the
your
ship,
cargo for.
can I ask, before we get off the ship, can I ask Verbal to do a census sweep of the ocean beneath us, around us? Just to see
Of the ocean, eh?
what
Okay,
sort
I'm not
of
really.
life or vessels are, either life or vessels that are under us that are significant. That's all.
Yeah.
All right, I'm not really used to doing water. Does that modify the results or not?
No, you can roll it straight +3. I'll tell you what happens. Because you're just getting used to your sensors now, and you're loving them. It's
Yeah, well,
like
I
so
had
much
time.
better. It's like
That's
having a
it.
pair of glasses when you didn't have them and you needed them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's like
it.
finding
That's,
your readers.
Yeah, I'd be reading the upgrade manuals. That's what I was doing all 2 weeks. So,
Yeah, you.
Nice.
all right, good.
Yeah, there is definitely a large flora and fauna underneath the seas of various life. Large type of fish and type of things. You don't pick up anything anywhere surrounding you on the horizon.
Cool.
There are some occasional small submarines, but they seem more and more like merchant type of vessels. There's nothing spectacular about any of those.
Cool.
Let me see.
So it is interesting, but there's definitely a lot of life type activity underneath the seas, and even at depths, and it is very deep. There's also like mountain ranges that almost, and there's mountain range. It's the terrain under the seas is chaotic. Steep mountains, steep valleys type of thing, real pointy. And some of the mountains areas are like ridges that are only 50 to 100 feet below sea level at their highest point. And others where the valleys are, it's miles upon miles under the sea where there's high pressure points. So it's a very strange ground surface under the water, under the oceans. And it's called seal salt. They are salt oceans, but they desalinate the water. Yeah, that's what, and seal salt, there's this seal, it's named after the creature, which is similar to a seal. It's like a combination of a seal and a whale, and it's a herbivore type of creature which is friendly and semi-intelligent, which they see from time to time. And so there are some people that actually get to ride them on the waves, but they're what the planet was named after. They're the primary intelligent creature. They're not sentient level, but they're close to it. Kind of like a whale or a dolphin, but kind of like a combination of a whale and a seal. Kind of odd. Very big, though. Yeah. But anyhow, so you got that type of information. And you know that there's a lot of these and a lot of different fish, a lot of different type of underwater life on seal salt.
So don't
Whole lot
dangle
of
your
it.
toes in the water, guys, unless you want to lose them.
Yeah. No high volcanism of any kind. Seal salt seems almost perfectly calm. Perfectly calm, yet warm, and it's warm and it's cool currents. The water seems still. There's not this push-pull or tide type of thing. The planet spins kind of fast. About a 14. It's a solid, stable orbit. About a 14-hour day. And where you're at, it's pretty half and half.
There's got to be a fair bit of volcanism and tectonic action down below in order to have the high mountains underwater. Otherwise, they would wear away. So the seafloor must be pretty active, but not necessarily anything that would be noticeable up top.
Well, if it was, it's not anymore. And that's a possibility that it was, but your sensors aren't picking up any such thing of that sort. It's definitely an interesting world.
Yeah.
And there could be some. Yeah.
But yeah, geological recent isn't the same as human scale recent.
No.
Yeah.
A couple of thousand,
But-
tens of thousands of years, hundreds of thousands.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe a million, but yeah, maybe not a million, because if they're sharp peaked mountains, then yeah, that would indicate it was fairly recent on a geological scale. That it was
Unless Mantar, one of those large peak sharp mountains suddenly starts to move and it's not a mountain.
active. Yeah,
I've
possibly.
never said anything of the sort. All your sensors
Yeah.
pull it up as rock and geological
okay.
type of material.
Cool.
Yeah, it's good to be paranoid.
You don't know exactly why it's shaped like that,
Yeah,
but it
that's
just
okay.
is. I'm not going into those details. You can speculate whatever you want. But you are landed, and your passengers, you can thaw them out. He said we could do some medical rolls on the passengers. Now remember, standard low bursts don't kill, but let's see if you hurt them or not. You could cause them damage. So I mean, we need our medic to thaw them out.
Are there
There's
better
8 of
medics
them.
at the starport that can do this stuff?
No, it's part of our job.
Do.
That's your
Okay.
job, man.
Dang. Okay. I hate the random nature of this, but I am.
Just look, put them
You
on
got to
the
roll
table.
8 times.
Yeah, put
You got
them
to
on the
roll 8
table.
times.
Put them on the
2d6
table,
plus
let
2.
them freeze.
2d6
Okay.
plus 2.
Oh, you go. There's a plus. Oh yeah, plus.
All right. I'm just gonna
Beautiful
use
with the first one. You got to roll 8
repeat
times.
button.
First guy's out fine. Second guy's out fine. Third guy's out fine. Fourth guy's fine. Fifth guy's fine. Sixth guy's fine. Seventh guy's fine. You're good. They're all good. They're all
Great.
thawed and they're fine. So that's 98,000 credits on top of that. I will total all this up after game.
Just
We'll see what you're at. The subtractions and the additions.
checking with Verbal that he didn't actually accidentally defrost 2 of our guests instead. Making sure they're still there in one piece.
Oh yeah.
No, they're there. I don't like having to lie about, and I'm really not sure what we're gonna do with them. And they're starting to stink up the place. They're starting to stink up the place, and I'm all out of little.
I'm actually thinking I could mount them as a hood ornament.
I'm all out of those little felt pine tree things you suspend from your steering wheel.
That smells of foreskin down there, huh?
Well, yeah,
Well,
it's just
Oily.
it smells like crime and incest.
All right. Well, maybe we'll dump them off somewhere. I was kind of thinking we would take them to Tantaya and dump them off somewhere. But
Yeah, well, if we
Oh, you're
thaw
going to get rid of
they'll
them. You're not going to keep them?
maybe. I don't know. They're
I
smelling.
don't know.
Tantaya might be the place. Tantaya might be the place.
We
Sea
gotta have
salt
a
is calm, collective, nice, almost sort of peaceful. A lot of sport, water hobbies, of course, and it's a pretty cool, pretty calm, pretty collective place. But now we need you to appear to. You're going to dump your cargo, I would assume. So we need to get onto that table. You get. Let's see. I got to get back to that table on here. This is where you could make some money. Now the textiles, I believe, you were getting a +2 to the sell on that. So you want to roll high now. You want to roll
Here's
high.
+2. Okay.
Textiles are just a +2. Polymers are yeah.
Okay, so my admin +1, and then +2.
No, +2 altogether.
Oh, +2 collectively. Okay.
Yeah.
Sell
only 8.
textiles.
8 tons. Oh my God. Jesus
That
Christ.
would have
How
been
do you
lovely
do it,
with
man?
the polymer.
200% of the base price for your textiles, which means you sold them for 6,000 each, 8 tons. So 8 times 6, you sold them for how much ever that is. My brain. You guys give me the number.
I think it's 48, isn't it? Something like that.
48.
Yes.
Oops, let me-
48.
No, I lost where
So
the original
You
price
bought
was.
them for 9,600 and you sold them for 48,000 textiles.
Nice.
Pure, huge profit on the textiles. Now the plastics, as a total, you get the polymers. There's 45 tons. You get a +3 to that roll. You paid 126,000 for them.
Big numbers.
at 40%.
Go on, big numbers, big numbers.
Okay, sorry, what's the plus on that?
Plus 3
Plus
on the
3 total.
textiles.
Okay.
I don't think
Oh,
we
well,
lose
no,
on
I
this
just
one.
did the textiles.
Yep.
I mean the polymers, plus
Polymers.
3. 2D plus 3.
And we won't lose.
Oh,
Yeah, so
trading
polymers.
is so lucrative. Trading can be so lucrative. Oh, yeah, that's still
high.
huge. 130% of 7,000. That's 10,000. That's 450,000.
No, 10%, 130,000 is 9,100.
Oh, excuse me. I'm just added 3,000. 9,100 times 45.
Times 45.
409,500
credits.
Yeah.
How much?
409,500.
Same here.
409,500 credits.
Yep.
Then plus 98,000 for the passengers. Your ship funds have just cruised through the roof. You guys are on sea salt, and you made a ton of money altogether. And right now, we went another half-plus hour.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
it's a
would
good
say
point.
this is a good point to stop, and you're going to enjoy it. You got plenty of money, plenty of time. We're into the next month. We have to make the next payment and also pay the next crew salary round, and figure out what you burn in life support and everything. And I will total up all those totals, and I'll send you guys a sheet. I'll send you the updated ship sheet with all the totals on it. I've got them all hand noted here. I'm not figuring them out right now. And if you want to, we can close this off. And in a fourth night, or in 2 more weeks, I mean, we'll put together an adventure, either dealing with sea salt or some of these nearby worlds. I know Tantaya has an appeal, and I might put something together that'll lead us in that direction if you're interested. Or if Fanta's in between a couple jumps, and maybe we can have one more active session, and then we'll shelf the Venusian Wind and roll characters for Steve's game. That's why I'm putting that out there. Or we could shelf this now.
I'm happy to do that. That's so cool.
Okay,
All right.
sure. Very good.
Okay.
All right.
Sweet.
So that would put us, let's look at the calendar. That would put us on August 23rd, 24th, our Friday, Saturday, same time. And I got a couple weeks, and I'm going to try to put together a pretty good adventure.
Cool.
And we'll go from there.
Yep.
So we're good with that. This is Agweedo 8. That'll be Agweedo 9. And following Agweedo 9, we will be shelved to roll characters and to jump into Steve's game. And then I'll be done for a while. And any Pierre or Mantar, maybe you guys would consider taking a helm at it.
Yeah, I'm
No,
encouraged to. Yeah, you make it look so easy.
Honestly, I didn't have any. Are we still recording or are we done?
Hang on, I'll turn it off.